Welcome back, everyone, to an exciting day of OWCS Japan. I'm Jay Clef. With me, we have Wolf, and today's a special day. Just one match, actually, a rescheduled day. I want to explain to the viewers what actually happened and why we have this extra day today.
Yeah, so today is the final match of the last chance qualifiers for Japan. And that means Miku Fan Club Supreme will be taking on Namekuji Brothers. The winner will get that final spot. That wasn't initially scheduled for today. Today was supposed to be an off day, moving into playoffs tomorrow. But we did have some delays, and I think a lot of people, here were there for those delays. You and 9K lived through it. The broadcast was delayed so significantly that in the interest of the players, we couldn't make them stay up until 2 o'clock in the morning to finish their matches. They got, responsibilities, as do you and 9K and all of production. So we moved it to today.
Yeah, it was quite hectic, and by the end of match 2 on, I believe, September 4th, it was Wednesday, we moved the last LCQ match because match 2 ended at 12:09. So the final match had to start on the next day, actually, after 12, which is a very late day. It was also a weekday, so depending on the player's schedule, might have to go to work in the morning. So that's why we decided to reschedule after a whole bunch of hiccup on match 1. We saw like Flying Anna.
The Flying Anna jokes are very good. You guys also, I can't remember if it was both of you or just you, G Clef, who said you didn't like cold pizza. Or
I don't like cold pizza. It was just me.
Yeah, well,
cold sandwich, cold pizza. No.
I was a little bit reluctant to do this show with you today after I found that out, but I because I'm a professional, I will work with you, and it's okay.
Okay.
That was the day where we had, of course, the final seeding decider matches, which was another exciting matchup between Varel and Insomnia to decide that final spot, who was going to get first place. Ultimately, Varel did win again and will take first because Insomnia had that loss. They ended up in third place. They're actually coming in as our third seed, which is crazy considering for most of the season they were our top team and they fell down to third as a result of that matchup.
Yep. And I just released the chat from the emote jail, so it should be all good to go.
Your free chat.
Free chat. I know 3-minute delay still because we're playing this online, and also should be the same, except for the finals. The finals, because Japan, they're actually playing online, offline, I should say. Excuse me. The finals, very important day, and I think the finals, both the finals of Japan and Korea on the same day, but Japan, I think 4 hours earlier. And then the Korea immediately after, 4 hours after the Japanese broadcast. So you don't have to miss any of it. Very likely, because first to 4, I don't think it should take 4 hours with just one match. Yes. So everyone should be able to catch both. But I'm excited. Just one match. I'm turbocharged up. You're also turbocharged up.
I'm turbocharged up.
I know you have to do some traveling this morning.
I came back from Gyeongju this morning for a show I won't mention on this stream, but you guys probably watched a big upset happen today with me. But I'm back here casting Overwatch. I have a big, tall, well, not even tall, venti-sized coffee to my right, and I'm ready to get through this series with you. And I'm sure the players are also, probably feeling a lot of the tension. This is a do-or-die match. The loser is eliminated from OWCS Japan. The winner, of course, will be our last seed, our 6th seed going into playoffs. And, they obviously were prepared to play that match. They were going, oh, man, it's getting late. I'm super prepared. I practiced a lot for this. I scrimmed a lot for this. And then probably had to readjust some strategies moving into today because we couldn't reschedule it earlier because of the Korea matches that were happening, Pacific as well. So it's a very tense one. And then, of course, you go straight into playoffs tomorrow as well here if you're an OWCS Japan player. So there's a lot on the line here. And if you win this, you want to win it as cleanly as possible as well because all those other playoff teams are studying your strategy.
Yep. You do want to get to that 6th slot, moving into it. Hopefully get into the top 3 so you can not just get into top 2, gets into Asia, but top 3. You can still compete for that wild card. Of course, the 4th seed from Korea looks scary, very scary indeed. But knowing the fact that I hope you guys watched last night's match, and the Falcons, the chosen one from the Raccoons, took down Crazy Raccoon, the undefeated, from the entire season. Just in one of the most important playoff match, they just lost 1-3.
Yeah,
and sometimes it does happen. I think it's because of Juno.
That is going to be the first thing I do when I get back home is finding out how that happened, as they did pick them But we should probably reserve some of the Korea talk for the Korea matches that we have coming up in the future. We're not there just yet, as this is a matchup between a team that last season was a bit of a fan favorite in Namekuji Brothers, but has completely retooled their roster, has a completely different identity, looks a lot better, and a team that I feel like has been on the cusp of success in Miku Fan Club Supreme, MFC, that has been on the cusp of winning some really big matches and definitely has it in them, I think, to be an underdog, to be a dark horse in these playoffs. But it's not a guaranteed win tonight either, and I think they come in as pretty big favorites. They're definitely the fan favorites, right? Even though it's Namekuji Brothers, it's Taiyo, right? This roster has a lot of Westerners on it. It's a very exciting roster to follow. Arguably the most popular Japanese team for the English broadcast, which is what we're doing here. So it's a big match, as here's our schedule. In this format, we're in Stage 2. We are nearing the end of Overwatch Champions Series Japan. We will then have a wild card tournament to determine the final seed going into Overwatch Champions Series Asia, the LAN, which should be pretty awesome. I'm really looking forward to it.
Yep, the LAN coming soon in just a couple of weeks after we wrap out all Korea, Japan. Pacific's already over. So, and Japan, the wild card is also happening this week, right? Today's Monday. Yes, it is happening this week after all Japan is wrapped up for the playoffs. So it's going to be a very exciting week overall, especially for the Japanese fans. A lot will come through. Even then the winners. Oh, we'll talk more after the map pool. Map pool though, I do want to mention a lot more teams been picking Yujong City.
Yeah, getting a little bit more popular.
Just a lot more because the dive, the speed with Juno, and there are a lot more entrances in Yujong City compared to Sorabasa. Well, not really, but there are a lot more holes that you can poke and rotate too. So Yujong City is getting a lot more attraction from all the teams, not just Korean teams. I think it's all over the world basically now.
Yeah, we saw Kings Row rising in popularity as well. That was a big trend we were seeing. And we've also seen, the Dorado has kind of been the mainstay map for a lot of classic teams. And teams that can't play the classic meta end up going to Circuit Royale, like MFC, who have picked this map a lot. So it's our third and final game of last chance qualifier. Lower chance qualifier.
Lower chance qualifiers, but you only have 2 out of the 4, yes.
It is the, loss that they took against Ravati. And Namekuji's brothers win that leads us here. They did take out Telomere, eliminated our high school team from the squad. So it's unusual to see a graphic like this where we only have one matchup for today.
Yeah, that's
today's
correct.
The emergency broadcast.
It's correct because we're rescheduled for an extra broadcast today. That is correct. It's one first of 3. MFC, Namekuji, only one will survive. But the big thing is, maybe the graphic, we don't have the graphics until the end. The winner goes up against Insomnia. Yeah. That's the thing. That's the big news. It's not Lazuli. It's not Veryl. It's guaranteed. You go up against Insomnia even if you win. But you do want to get into playoff at least. I think that's the first goal.
You get the right to play against Insomnia. And maybe with Insomnia's current form, you could break through. Here is our big fan favorite team in MFC. Kila, Taiyo, Romani, Supreme, and Frogger. No weird subs, no Taiyo playing Ana today. It is just going to be the standard mainstay roster that we've come to expect from this squad throughout a majority of the season.
Yeah, the squad has been having some change, sometimes without Scream, Taiyo going to the support. I think that was the biggest change. They tried a couple of times, went back. There was some games, though, I have to say, when it worked. On Circuit Royale and a couple of the maps when they tried against a weaker team, but against a stronger tier team, and in an important match like this, I don't think there's much room to have that many changes where they would actually be weaker in the starting form.
And Namekuji Brothers, Jisoo is the leader of the team, the owner of the team, but he won't be starting. It's going to be that standard Euclid and Minhara lineup in support. Everything else is as you expect because there's no subs for DPS or tank. New Jeans, Peace, the really strong rookie player here for Japan, and the Cecil. So if this team is going to upset, I think it's really going to be a lot about Peace and New Jeans because they have been the strongest players on this roster. Menhara, though, has been stepping it up quite a bit, and we are starting on Samoa.
Samoa, and as you all know, higher seed, ever since the seeding matches, the higher seed gets to choose the first control map. So it's going to be Samoa. Do want to mention Menhara again. The Ana players in important matches does one sleep dart and one Bionade turned everything around.
Yeah.
That's how big Ana players are in this meta right now. Not just in this meta, overall in Overwatch 2 and also Overwatch 1. So I think Manhara, you do need to keep your eyes on. This player can actually make some differences.
When time to kill goes down in a meta like this, especially on the tanks, having that purple means that you have so much more value. That anti-heal means so much more.
All right, one first to 3. MFC Namekuji, only one will survive at the end. Let's get into Samoa game number 1.
Romani, he's already on it. He's already on the Junker Queen.
That's right. Man, Wolf, I'm so ready. This one's going to be a banger.
It should be. It is the last chance here for MFC. The team that's struggled through a lot of ping issues, server issues, and stuff like that this season.
Oh, Tayo
struggling
on
through.
Not on May. I like this change already.
And this is going to be very strong into a lot of different compositions here that Namekuji brothers could be running. But Peace is able to predict this, actually, it looks like, since it's so common right now. We'll swap to the Echo. Already has a very good answer. And you can see Tayo is going to have to play respectfully. Namekuji brothers comp, though, very strong here. Lots of pick potential with that, beam, the execution that Peace has.
Brig Juno, backline for MFC, and Brig Ana. Big differences.
Junker Queen really enjoys that extra healing output.
Oh, Romani getting focused. Got a chunk of damage on the side, but we'll be okay just for time being. Peace all the way up. Tayo on the other side. Pressing against Tracer. Seems okay. Kayla on duty. Makes it out with an extra blink. Oh, actually, the cap comes through from MFC, starting things off. Cecil getting focused a little bit. Should be okay after the bubble.
Here, putting the pressure on, but no limbs coming up just yet. They are running out of time here. I mean, I know that the cap is going to come through anytime soon, but not trading up in ults so far away.
Namekuji mostly contesting for the neutral, off the side, taking the high ground. MFC not really going all the way too far. Kila has to recall for that. Should be okay. It's only Necessal, just contesting a little bit. Now Manera just tossed all the way back. Should be okay with the break covering up. The beam connects in the Tayo. First to go. And that will be the start of a crack of Namekuji getting back into the control point.
Dano's almost ready here for Manhara as well. They need to do this quickly.
Kila with the stick. Good split down. Find some time for Tayo to come back. That's when Romani falls. Kila still on duty. Has to recall. That's a second. That's almost a third for himself.
All right.
And that was a good chance for Namekuji.
Yeah.
But Kila just on perfect duty for
and look at this
Tracer.
stall coming out here now from Supreme. He's going to rally even to try to get this up as close to 9-9. Maybe give his teammates some time to come back. Forces the Primal.
That stream out. But still being contested. The flip isn't there. There it is. 68% after one fight. The long dragged out fight. That is.
MFC also only using that rally. Supreme swapping over to the Ana himself. And they know really they only need 1 or 2 more team fights here to turn this back into their favor. Nano boost used by Manhara. They use the Primal. And MFC have a massive ult advantage here as they look to try to retake this point. Frogger does have the orbital ready. And the orbital array can be so incredibly powerful with the Junker Queen placed correctly. Here we go.
Really good buy Nate. Just turn things off. Namekuji, they were already on a back foot to begin with. The orbital array comes down for Frogger. He would scream dead. They should have the cap. There's a flip. Quickly, Tayo.
Oh, what a
on
hook.
top. Feels okay, Romani. The woman using Rampage on a single target. Just a few more.
And Namekuji brothers just so desperate to not let this flip go over. They even commit the duplicate, but it's being a very messy fight. Very clean for MFC, but for Namekuji, their last tool's now gone. Tayo still holds this ult. Rampage denied. Well,
Some damage
really.
on Tayo. Wait, what happened to Tayo? I guess he was low and got himself to death. Around Namekuji, they still have Peace and the Zesso left. Okay, around the point, Peace. Trying to get a pick. Needs a flip. Left coming back. Wait. Being contested by the Winston, so no one will be able to come back for the contest. Tayo back on Cassidy now.
Yeah, may have just been he got low and was trying to rocket jump off the ground and ended up being too low and taking himself out.
Yeah, I think so.
And I said that the Rampage was denied. Sure, the follow-up was denied because he got slept, but it actually did end up hitting the support line there, denying their healing. But it wasn't ultimately enough. There wasn't any good follow-up. The Pharah was burst down. Namekuji was basically an ultless fight. Now they have this nano boost, and Cecil almost has primal. This is a great angle here for Namekuji.
Here we go, Cecil. But the Bionade keeping that Cassidy up. Still 5-man strong for MFC. The primal has to come out. Cecil wants to drag this out or force them off of point at least. But what he really needs to kill. But the backline still strong with the Cassidy. Bubble, keeping them alive. There's a nano onto Romani. And the Cecil falls after the extra jump. Still strong with the nano. And with this, they keep on contesting like this. This might just goes back to. Wait, hold on. Someone has to touch. Namekuji, what's happening on the other side?
Yeah, they're just completely blocked out. And Cecil trying to tag here. He will be successful, but only temporarily. Win for New Jeans, but it's not enough.
He's with the duplicate. Extra Tracer. You make the miracle. Perfect hits. But way too many targets, even the torpedo. Chases the target and he's on in the air, but won't be enough. First point does go to MFC.
Pretty good attempt here by Namekuji brothers, though all things considered. They had a really nice read. And they were, even though they ended up having that scrappy fight where they wasted some ultimates, their next fight actually was one without them. They gave him a real fighting chance in this one. Really good shutdown on the follow-up to Romani's ultimate there, where he was trying to set up the Rampage. But still, MFC Supreme just ended up building that nano boost of their own, with Supreme going over to the rare on a swap. We don't see him play this pick all too often. Not, you know, super rare for him, but a bit of a late swap from him in this one off of the Brig. And MFC, see what Tayo wants to run this time around. I think that just running Cassidy here feels strong. Namekuji brothers teasing a Zarya pick.
Yeah, should come out with
real.
Oh, I was thinking maybe even with a Genji on this map does work. Will be Ash Tracer, a mirror DPS.
Big bio onto the backline again here from Supreme.
With the delay, some good positioning coming out from Namekuji. New Jay taking a bit of damage when the healers were forced to go back. Dynamite all the way in. One of the best things on Ash on Beach.
They're just getting outranged here because line of sight strength goes to Tayo here.
Oh, Killa caught! Oh, good moment. 2-for-1 trade. Romani down. So with Zarya, Namekuji should be able to go all the way in. He's getting the rest.
The healing output and the AoE healing output plus the sturdiness of this Brig comp from Namekuji brothers means that, sure, they were a little bit outranged because Tayo had better line of sight initially, and he was able to get a lot of damage done, but their comp is just more robust. It's more sturdy when it actually fights on the point with those bubbles coming through. The Cecil has a ton of damage. Romani's going to swap over to the Ramatra here to try to match, but they're significantly behind here in terms of this map already, the second round here. Namekuji brothers should be feeling pretty good about this upcoming fight as well.
I like the idea. If you have the Jungle Queen, if you want to contest immediately, then I will just go with the sustained Ramatra. I can go for the longer fight, dragged out, and Killa will deliver. New Jay, on the other hand, that's 2-for-1 still. Up here, all the way in the back. Zarya gets caught, even with the bio, not enough to sustain all that focus coming out from MFC. And that's Ramatra.
Zarya is very difficult to deal with oftentimes. She has a large amount of shields, she has her own bubble, she has a secondary bubble, right? So it's difficult to actually get past her and focus other targets down. But if you can circumvent her, she doesn't really offer a whole lot of CC or any sort of peel for the backline. And Killa played that incredibly well, getting into the backline, taking out his opposition. And MFC bringing this back now. No longer a huge ult deficit.
Oh, Benhera!
Double.
Pair up! Yeah. What a pair up from with Peace. Picks up bow. That should be an easy cap for Namekuji.
Not even phased by the Tracer running at him, just sleeps him, clears him out. Namekuji brothers back in control now. Now they're going to have the Graviton Surge here in the choke point as they're trying to come out of spawn.
Right.
MFC need to be so careful about how they play around this. This is a huge ultimate that's, you know, very rare right now in this meta to play around, but they are handling it so far really well. Killa on the flank.
Yeah, I've seen some teams, the Overwatch Ray actually healing them up, even in the Graviton Surge sometimes. So we'll see if that actually pops at the same time. Yo, Euclid is gone. Step backside. This is not the time to use those ultimates. Banana was used, and the bomb
Really
expensive tools. Gone for Namekuji.
Yeah, but really smart to hold the grab there. Like you mentioned, they dropped the orbital ray, and that's right on top of Necessal, so he's like, I don't think this is actually going to be the value we're looking for. There's going to be too much damage coming out. So they still keep that one. They still have the rally here, and this is definitely winnable. The question becomes, who do they nano on the side of MFC? Is it going to just be on the Romani? A very likely choice. As the grab angle, that's the most important part of this for Namekuji.
It is, and Necessal right in the middle. Nano onto Ramatra. Pushing this, still the rally. And if that Zarya's gone to the back line, I think that is done so.
Very charged up though.
Chance to come back with a grab. But the other DPS, they're just so far away that Necessal has to really think, do I just want to put this on the wall? And I pair it up with the pulse for the boom. Damage asleep. After the recall, Scream still here and alive.
And they just never got a chance to grab. MFC playing around this Zarya so well.
Yeah, Tayo just sitting back the entire game.
Yeah, he just had full control over New Jeans for like this whole map. I mean, it's looking like this is the last fight of this first map.
Trying to contest a little bit, but it's hard to backcap on this map. Look, Scream's all the way back here. He's not going to be on the grab.
Untouched. He's waiting to bio it if it comes through.
This is the moment! Only catching one. Just Juno. Everyone just ran away. Not even grabbing the kill. The fight is elsewhere. Well, everywhere around the map. Not on point. Namekuji though. Okay. Can pull it off. Tayo getting down to the low ground. Zarya contesting and the members around surrounding him. So they forced off some individual wins, I have to say.
Yeah, no, individual wins for sure. And also the grab taking Frogger out of the fight meant a lot of reduced healing output, even though it wasn't the most high-value grab, he wasn't high energy. He also, had the ability to help out his DPSs. Nanoboost now ready for Manhera. This is going to be the last fight of this round for sure. If Necessal gets high charge and gets nanoed here, this could be a winning fight here for Namekuji. Especially with Keela down. Stick.
Looks good. 9-7. Down to 3 members for MFC. No ultimates yet. An orbital ray coming soon for Frogger. We'll get to use it. It's just Tayo somewhere, and that is going to be a win. A huge flip. What a pulse by Peace.
Huge pulse by Peace. Manhera playing a fantastic game of Overwatch. And, I mean, look, you mentioned the Ana play being so critical. Right now in this meta, it is so huge. And once again, Manhera is coming up big. And I feel like he's really been the guy who's kind of made up for some of Euclid's shortcomings. He's been mostly a Brig player. He's played a little bit of Batiste. When he's on other heroes, this hasn't looked as clean, frankly. But Manhera definitely more than makes up for it. And Necessal has improved so much over the course of this season. You've got a robust DPS line. Anything is possible now. Volcano, this is MFC's best round on this map. They're great at playing the Ramatra May here. It's their bread and butter. It's what they're most experienced with. We're definitely going to give them the advantage going to this one with this composition. As Nugene swaps over to the Sojourn.
Yeah, exactly.
He's already ready for this. He's already expecting this.
Especially with the Ashe getting the mini nerf. A lot more DPS has been picking Sojourn on specific maps, like Colosseo, on the Volcano. We'll see as Tayo back on May on camera. NFC forced all the way back.
Huge
the purple
from Manhera.
It will delay. And also disengage them from the side. So Namekuji back on the high ground, but in the meantime, NFC does get the first control. On the other hand, though, this one and the rotation back, and MFC they were actually just fighting this one out for 45 to manage to get a lot more kills done.
And neither Nugene's or Keela did a ton of damage in that last fight, but Namekuji just getting a little bit cut off there. It's actually a torpedo kill from Frogger that ends up being the real game changer there. As MFC hold on to control, can now try to ice wall out these approaching players. Peace does not want to recall here. It means certain doom. Here comes Frogger.
Yeah, even with May.
That healing output is just gross, man. It's crazy.
Entire team just around you. As Namekuji Peace always put that side poke. See MFC. We do have full control still. Namekuji looking for this return. They go for the retake.
Here's the nano angle.
Quick engage, GJ. What a nice pick
on
the
wall.
Killa.
The wall, nano denied, nano denied.
Oh man.
Oh, that was a huge play from Tayo. Completely cuts him off the line of sight. Now he's just gonna nano Euclid. That's not what you want. This is falling apart fast for Namekuji. What a play from Tayo. As soon as the Winston goes in, he knows it's the timing where they're going to try to look for that nano boost. Walls Menhera out and denies the nano boost. What a play from Tayo. Now he's going to have the Blizzard. MFC have all but locked this one up, especially with that nano just being tossed into the nether. And they've almost got all 5 ultimates online, not just that critical Blizzard. He has to get a pick. He's the only one who can make this happen. And he whiffs.
Yep. Without the nano, without the pulse, Primal has to deliver so much. Namekuji, 92% already. In sleep, Amani still got an annihilation for the backup. Tila, that's still good to go with the extra range coming down. He's gone. UJ has to show up as the only DPS. Menhera down. The only 2 more, the Zessel and UJ, they're it. He's getting 1, but this should be it with the Blizzard sealing things up. MFC, that ice wall that you called, beautiful play by Tayo.
That was such a awkward situation because I think we can't blame Menhera in this situation. The rest of the team wasn't ready for the dive to come through. Menhera is probably calling out, and Necessal is pressing tab. You know, he's like spamming Z. He's like 99%. We're almost there. This is our fight. This is our window where we turn this. We win this fight. We win the point back. And you could see when he went in, like, we actually had Menhera's first-person view, and you could see he was in nano range. He had the ability to press Q and trigger it on him, right? And he was like, but no one else is there, right? Like, you're a little bit far out there. If I nano you, they still focus you down, and we don't actually have follow-up. We don't have line-of-sight control for Nugians. So he hesitates for a second, and then the ice wall comes up, and then he can't nano him. Now he's out there alone. He can't leap back. Like, it was just a moment of hesitation, but it wasn't just like Necessal's fault or Menhera's fault. It wasn't just completely an amazing play from Tayo, but also the rest of the team wasn't really ready to go in, ready to follow up on that nano boost play.
Yeah, I think they were walking, but they don't have any more boosts coming down. They don't really have like Lucio. And also, they also got, and the moment Winston jumped in, actually got the kill on Tequila. So it was a 45. So they should be thinking, okay, maybe we can save up some of the ultimates and we can just walk in. But the ice wall just canceled everything. Best way to focus down that Winston didn't have the primal at that moment. So yeah, one huge ice wall by Tayo. It's a superstar on the team. I mean, he is the man. and
he's he's the May guy. He's been the May across all of Japan.
Right.
We've seen Kyuki play it, right? We've seen a lot of players pick it up, especially on Circuit Rail. A lot of players have matched it into Tayo because, like, well, I'm not going to play this game, or I'm not going to let him just warp this map by himself with his ice walls. I'm going to be able to match that. I'm going to come in and bring that in as well. But, like, Tayo has been the most consistent May player. He's playing it on almost every map type, and this is the best map for it, or the best sub-map within Samoa on Volcano. So it was something they expected, they thought they had an answer to, but ultimately we're shut down.
Yeah, that was a big moment. Namekuji, I think that was the timing to get in, to get the control back and maybe go for the extra fight. Because ever since the slight nerf on the damage on Winston by 75 to 70, a lot less players, and been hearing some higher tier players having talked. Maybe Winston's just not still very strong, but you sometimes lose the kill because you just keep on doing 5 less damage over time. So some of the higher tier tanks just switching into, well, the meta switches into Juno Ramatra a lot more. So why not a lot more tanks just focusing on Ramatra right now and Jungle Queen instead of Winston?
Yeah, because Juno's healing output plus the Ana healing output just means you can make this brick wall of a hero on single target. And Ramatra is just so incredibly strong when he goes into Nemesis form. He just has high damage out with his punches. He's so difficult to kill. He's so tanky. He's frustrating to deal with. He drains when he has his annihilation. He's just so strong. And if you have Juno there and then you put the orbital ray on top, then it's like more damage, more healing. Whereas Winston doesn't get the same sort of benefits because he wants to be going in, which means he doesn't stay on top of the ray. And Juno is just, as we figured out, I know there's been a lot of controversy around like people saying that Juno wasn't going to be strong initially. I didn't think she was going to be this
Not many people actually thought of that. Yeah. Even the pros thought maybe we'll try out Juno. And then after weeks, usually after the patch, a lot of pros, okay, this is really strong. We need to use it right now, right? But it actually took a while for everyone to pick up Juno. Yeah. So only some of the teams were trying it. And then eventually saw, okay, we don't actually need the Lucio anymore. We can just glide and have our own survivability. That's what a lot of the backline pro started playing. And then when there's a big change in supports, the tank also needs to follow, right? I think it was a good time to maybe move out of the Winston a little. We were seeing too many Winstons in all maps.
I think Ana, we're having a bit of a delay before we see the second map picked here, but I think Ana, the best way to change Ana, if you're Blizzard and you're like, man, Ana's too prevalent in pro play, I kind of want to zone this back. I think she builds Nano Boost too quickly. Like, Nano Boost is one of the fastest building high impact ultimates in the game. I think if you nerfed it by like even only like 10%, the ult charge build, because Bio-nades give you a huge amount of charge, whether you hit the enemy team or you hit your own team. You're constantly just left-clicking your Winston or your Ramatra or whatever, your Zarya, depending on, in solo queue even. You just build it so fast, and then your ult, if your team if your tank is playing well, your ult guarantees your tank also gets ult. He lives long enough so he or she gets her ult, and then they drop their ult, and there's just this really crazy snowball. I feel like that's what I would be thinking about right now if I was like, I think Ana's a little too strong.
It's hard because the balance change. We mostly watch pros, and because they're so good at healing, they're on target, right?
Sure.
But if you think about the lower tier, it takes a long time to build a nano because you're just not on the target as much. To be
your
honest,
tank player's not listening to you.
Either the tank
is like, I need healing. I'm like, you're in Timbuktu, man. I can't heal you.
You're like 20 feet far away, and there are like 4 walls between us. I can't heal you. I can't nano you.
I can see that yellow silhouette, but I can't shoot it. Okay.
And then you throw the bio, and then the tank goes the other way. I'm like, That's usually what happens.
You guys can tell I played a little bit of healing over the years.
I need healing. No, just get in range so I can actually zoom up and heal you. But I think it's because the skill gap is quite large in between.
Sure.
Between tiers, especially the Ana player.
I mean, if you go from like Silver Gold League, and then you go to even like Telomere, and then the gap between Telomere and Japan, right? Like there's such a huge gap.
So I think maybe reverting back the bio damage, because I think the buff actually brought back Ana. That's why we were able to see the double kill on the Samoa. Maybe maybe lower that by maybe like 10, 15.
Yeah, I mean, I think Bio-nade also is so game warping right now, like I was saying earlier, because of this meta. And I don't think Juno necessarily ends up being as meta as she is if Ana isn't as strong as she is right now. So it ends up being quite interesting. Like, we've seen some teams try to experiment with Lucio Juno for like crazy speed and decent healing output, but it's just Ana is the way to go. And if you just stack that orbital ray, it gets pretty crazy. As I saw you peeking, I don't know if we know what's going on.
Yeah, okay. I was looking for updates, but not at the moment. I think Namekuji is just maybe having some issue checking the map and seeing which map we should, because this could be the last match. So I think there is a time limit of how many minutes you have to before making the decision on the map.
I don't actually recall what it is exactly, but I know there is one.
It's not that long.
I think it's a couple of minutes. Yeah, it's something like 5 minutes. I'd say probably at the longest. On the other hand, though, the other issue we might be having is like they pick the map, but someone has a peripheral issue or a connection issue, and so we're like waiting to let you guys know what the map is before we know. I'm reading a little bit of chat and seeing what you guys are up to. It looks like we know.
Oh, yes.
We're going to Dorado.
That's why we took a long time.
And if you're playing Winston right now in this meta, and you think you're the better Winston team, which I think might be accurate in this case, just because Necessal's improved a lot, and they've been running these types of comps all season long, whereas MFC really hasn't, then I think this is probably your best choice in terms of if you wanted to go to Escort a hybrid, you could go here. You could have gone, of course, to Colosseo. That would have been a map that supports this playstyle as well, but Dorado just feels so strong for Winston at the moment.
Maybe better for Necessal, but at the same time, if you think about the other team, MFC, Hila's been showing some killer Widow on a lot of maps, and this could be where you pull that out, especially for the second point before we go into the third. We'll see what happens. A map choice for Namekuji. We're going into Dorado for our second map.
Uh-oh, chat's getting mad, G-Cliff. Because I said they should nerf the ult by 10% if they want to bring her out of pro. I said if they want to bring her out of pro, I didn't say she needed to be nerfed. Chat! Just saying, if you wanted to bring her out of pro. Her ult is very strong. Her Bio-nade is also strong. Her healing output is pretty strong. She's really good in this meta. Romani is teasing a hog. They are on attack, so it might just be a one hook and a swap. Tayo's Junkrat, though. Oh,
There's
that was like the most real part of this for me. I was like, oh, that could be real.
No, the most real is the Frogger on Lucio.
Okay, the second most real.
But the defensive team, as you called, is also on the Winston. Kila, we know this was going to be it.
I think he's shouting out the runaway Vancouver Titans roster. Specifically.
2 seconds of waiting time, then the hook. Knows where Tracer is now. After the recall, Romani out of the back, got the hook!
Through the shield as well, threading the needle. And
great catch.
I mean, he's sticking with it for now. It can actually be quite strong into Winston if Necesso's going to be playing too aggro.
What a nice shot! Waited all this time for that one perfect head.
I mean, this is a pick-based composition. They almost were able to take Peace out as well.
Yeah, it's because Romani was on the other side.
Yeah.
Pressuring them right in the middle.
Look at how much ult charge Supreme has built up as well.
Doing nothing though.
Yeah, he can't get in there.
He's trapped. Can't go back.
He's dead.
Oh.
And New Jeans is dead as well.
This choke point, the first choke point, usually delays a lot.
And this is you know what we saw MFC do over the last week, the extra time they had to prepare for this match, man. They came up with some strats. They knew that Namekuji would pick this because they're good at Winston, but having that defensive option against the Winston, I mean, that hook was just so clean. He's able to get it just past Euclid's shield. And MFC in a fantastic position now. Look at Killer just untouched. He's like, Farah, good luck.
Yeah. Pretty safe. Close together. Pushing her back. Romani still off to the side. Winston not as strong against the Hog. Got purpled. Has to rotate, but his teammates around him.
It's insane. So good into Winston if you actually have the right setup for it.
What a touch.
Look at their ults. Look at their ults too. They're ready to go. They are so ready to smash this next team fight before that Nano is ready, because Manhero was picked early. His ult charge is actually super low. Don't come at me, Chad. He doesn't have it yet. 85%. And Keela is a full line of sight here. Like they can't even peek him.
But that's after losing 2 entire team fight. So they should have the ultimates coming back soon enough. There it is, 2. And the Cecil.
Nano has to be big. Has to be big.
To the back. Got Keela. First to go with the precise. Hopping the rush. Feeling safe on the top. This Hog. In the hole. Full Hog. Does manage to survive and get some extra push. No follow-up kills. Even the sound barrier. Spending everything to this team fight. With a man down. Still will not be able to come up on top.
Really good plays from Manhera in this one. The Bionade there onto Romani really shuts down the Roadhog so significantly when he can't actually use that self-heal. And when you, I mean, this is just continuing to be a bit of a stagger piece. Doesn't have his recall, so this is actually kind of scary. Should just barely get it back online, okay. But the Bionade was great, the initial pick was great, the Nano was good. Frogger is really trying to punish Peace here. We'll finally get away with it. That was a little bit greedy by Peace, I will say. Showing his rookie tendencies there, trying to chase into the spawn. Doesn't have recall, finally gets it, but he's just dead. Really good chase from Frogger. Won't necessarily matter all too much, but
yeah, because it was all the way on the back. Anyhow, Cecil with a jump in the alley. Some purple. But won't be doing too much. Romani switch back to Diva. Good change, I would say. Hog, first point was enough.
Yeah, now he's got high ground, low ground control. Supreme's down.
Perfect place, you want to have the pair up. And the jump. Stop. Kills. Cecil back on Winston after the first point.
Look at how quickly Manhera has another nano boost. It's actually so insanely fast. And Cecil did not have to primal for that play. So he has it ready for this next fight. And MFC had a really great start with that Roadhog, but once they lost high ground control, once they lost that last team fight, it's much easier for Namekuji to play this out now, because now they have so many extra health bars here for Necessel between the Nano and the Primal. And, you know, the Widow swap off of Widow, I should say, 100% warranted. Still, the Ashe is going to be very vulnerable here. A lot less vulnerable than Widow, but it's hard for Keela to actually have any agency here. Here comes Necessel.
Oh, MFC. Cheeky little play. Still pushing the payload, pushing them all the way back. Not really having the fight, but Namekuji still going all the way. Frogger, Romani Tayo diving onto the other side.
Getting the 2 ideal targets there. The Ashe, the Ana. Supreme not able to hit a sleep. Tries to self-bio. Keela has Coach Gun, but he's just zapped down. from range is now Romani in trouble, purpled as well.
Yeah, D-Max, and this D.Va should go a couple extra just for the stagger. The payload has been pushing a little next to Church, so it should be feeling okay, but the time from 449, it's down to less than 130 now. And Kila Tayo hasn't been seen on camera much.
And Minhara's still just building another nano. Very quickly, up to 33. That's the main issue. Stick. That's the end of this push, or defense rather, the end of this high ground. Supreme is also going to have his ready. Took him a while to get it, but now it's ready to go.
That's Primal's all up to Necessal and UJ. The back, he's didn't get to use it.
Ooh.
Might not wanted to use it anyhow, but this regroup will actually take a while.
Card is rolling. They will have one more fight here.
If they find Farah on the side, they're looking for UJ, hiding on the side.
Gonna get away with it for now. As Minhara still, he hasn't been able to heal anybody because there's no fight. There's no damage. Bob out.
Success goes down. UJ taken down from Frogger. So Primal, but both DPS gone. Big chance for MFC. The Nano and the 2 DPS should be able to deal with the Monkey. Still managed to survive. Good healing coming out from Frogger there. MFC gets the second point.
I just feel like this fight was going to be so tough to win without that nano boost. I mean, MFC did such a great job of winning the previous one and then not giving any opportunities to Necessal to actually go in. He would have been picked, right? Or get healed by trying to trade. Now he is going down again, extremely low. Nano's finally ready, but not ready in time.
He's better trade. To the side, the hallway. MFC. Not much time. Time extended, but still, he was taking down the wire. Screen back on Zenyatta. Has a minute to build the bid ultimate.
Yeah, going to help burst down this Winston with Discord orbs when he decides to go in. They want to burn this nano as fast as possible. That's the ideal situation.
Namekuji just trying to keep control. There's the pile. Game moment and opening. Winston with the Discord can't actually go all the way in, even with the nano. And MFC created an opening. Romani going for it. The payload pushing for the final corner. Romani. By some more space on top with this explosion.
Yep, we'll just get the remake. Transcend's so close to being ready. They'll probably finish if they get this overtime to tick for a bit. Nuji's Bob's already gone. Rally.
Fine time, coming all the way in with the purple. Romani's still okay. Didn't have to DMAC for it. 1 HP. Taken down eventually. This cart has been pushing though. Someone has to be on it. Tayo Kila still there. Romani right next to it. The ring. With the speed of the entire team is gone. The Cecil should be coming back with the Primal. There he is. Can he save the team?
He has to get on the point.
2 meters. Poison 4. Did save it, but he will likely come down. 0.16. That was almost a touch. Drill comes in.
Euclid.
Respawn faster for Namekuji. How long can he keep this up with the Burrow? UJ might have done bought just enough time, and hold on. Kila uncontested on top. Scream. Tayo, Romani, and MFC will finish with the 3.
3 points, but no time bank. It's an overtime finish here on Dorado. Considering their insane time bank on A with the Roadhog start, it's a fairly close call on finishing the map. It means that Namekuji brothers cannot end this map with this attack, and they would have to force an overtime, and then we'll see what happens there. I don't think you'll be able to use the Roadhog the same way on the defense here as MFC. They can simply circumvent you. They can, of course, counter because they're the attacking team now. They have that spawn advantage on A. So we'll see what the game plan is going to be here for MFC in 7 seconds' time when those heroes start getting shown.
Yeah, we'll see.
It was a really heroic attempt, though, by Namekuji brothers at times. We saw a lot of great synergy between them. But once Minhara started losing momentum, losing the ability to keep Necessal alive, keep high ground control for Nujians, MFC really started to whittle away from them. Necesso with a really heroic effort there at the end as well with his ult, buying time for the tag there from Peace, etc., etc. Euclid, okay, he's good. Sometimes when you see that, you start to worry, but he does lock in the Brig. He's on attack, so it's not a big deal. Tayo, starting the Torbjorn, man, they really prepared some strategies. They were like, I just don't want to deal with Necesso's Winston straight up. We're not going to do that. They are going to play the Roadhog. And if you have a comp like this, I think the Roadhog is viable because it's really difficult to dive past also a Torbjorn. I didn't expect that to come out.
Yeah, extra turret.
Good dispositioning for Frogger, scouts the comp.
Yeah, early check. Teleports all the way up. Oh, Romani taken down immediately. Didn't see that coming. I think they were maybe expecting a Pharah to come out. Killa taking one back. Romani will take a long time. Might actually switch. Nope, gonna stay on Hog.
Interesting. I don't know about that decision.
I think this is the practice comp coming out from MFC. Against contested, no one else to heal around it. Okay, just getting the heals. But not going to be quite enough. Killa, 2 kills, but should be away from the payload alone. Can't delay.
This comp, if it's in control and you can prevent the dives, it's so incredibly strong. But when you start falling apart, it's just so easy to continue to push like this and pick people one by one because the Roadhog offers very little peel. It needs to be all together. It needs to be fully set up. You need to have the Torbjorn in position. And with no setup, it's just, you've got to swap, I feel. I mean, the card is just rolling through to A here. It's almost as one-sided as MFC's first attack.
Might be even having more time bank. Killa. One down to start. Maybe look for a pick for the Winston. And also, Rocket shooting from the sky. Piece next to him. Yeah, even with the turret and the Torbjorn, of course, and usually if you stay in the air, such high altitude, you will not be contested. Hold up, so around the payload.
They decided not to nano boost Necesso there, which I think is an interesting call because there's definitely 2 schools of thought. One being that you could actually win that longer fight if you could break up MFC, and it's going to be really tough to crack them now that they actually do have that setup like I was talking about. They are all grouped up. They do have those ultimates coming online, but they decide not to. They still have that tool, but diving this is going to be so challenging as MFC are completely prepared. They have the choke point control. Frogger is also checking. Make sure no funny business, no sneaky stuff is happening. Oh, that's aggressive.
They're willing to come all the way on the top with the Lucio. Lucio going for the dive. DJ has been in trouble, taken down early. But in the meantime, Rush has been put down. Scream. Delivering a third on his own from all the way top. No one contesting him with that Pharah down. The MFC showing some signs. The important thing is this fireball is still there. He has to come down on 3! I don't know about that decision, Wolf, as we're getting pushed anyhow.
Might be a swap of composition to come through after this, but this is definitely going to be A going over. About 45 seconds less the time bank here for Namekuji Brothers as MFC were able to win that one fight, get a modicum of control back. We'll see Frogger swap over to Juno, so I think that's a part of why we saw that beat come through, bought some time, and he wasn't intending to stay on that Lucio anyways. But I think with some of the late swaps we saw from MFC and the force of the Roadhog, they might have had a better defense there, honestly. They ended up giving Namekuji Brothers a really good time bank too. Eugene's expecting some more Pharah, will actually go to the Echo, but MFC just keeping it Widow Tracer.
Let's see how long Killa will be able to stay on this Widow. Kills, yes, but in terms of teamwork, it's going to be rough. Very
little utility outside of the ultimate.
And Tayo has to deliver everything from the pulse. Next Church already some good push within the 30 seconds. Always looking for that Winston. All the way back. Oh, what a pig. Nicely done by Beast. Wasn't spotted. With that extra power, be able to rotate.
Killa swaps over, finally, as you mentioned. Can't stick with that Widow forever. Ooh, narrowly gets left. Romani is going to buy time.
Yeah, still without Killa. Good delay. Lead out from MFC with the Diva.
Nano boost almost ready. Almost ready.
Backline, Killa. No Deadeye, of course. Has to be Diva. On the Echo Sleep. Comes in just clutch. GJ survives that.
Got a remake here.
Have to self-destruct. Just for the extra delay, we met successfully. Close. Primal, the sleep is good. Lots of extra time.
Finds some space here as well. Nice bubble. Controlling the choke. Piece going in. The roll's too early from Keela. And I think they're going to get B off of this. They will. And maybe even some stagger kills as well. Namekuji keeping this game competitive.
Going all the way in. And they will get more. Sweeps off the entire team. In 3 minutes. Certainly doable. Oh man, Necessa going all the way. Feeling confident with Peace. They got the high ground control early with the team fight win.
New Jeans still holding on to this duplicate. Trying to get some information about where MFC are going to try to spill out here. Romani on the Drunker Queen. Going to be tough to pull this off defensively here. Supreme Nano is going to be really critical in this upcoming fight. He needs to build it before they get collapsed on. There's the clone onto Romani.
Dude, Ray from the top. Frogger. Cecil early pick from the blade. And MFC not really spending too much.
Got good defense here. They get the duplicate out. Big bio comes through from Supreme. Puts a ton of work into that one. And the clone is denied. They win the fight. Frogger only committing, like you say, the orbital ray, which was well placed.
Yeah, not too bad. They still have the nano and the big tools. The Deadeye is coming soon. And Killa has to get the high ground control.
Yeah. Namekuji in a pretty awkward spot here. They're close to the nano. There's no great targets. Manharo's looking for the bio angle. And he hits it, but it's onto the Tracer.
Cream's also looking for it. Maybe also the nano. That won't be contested on the Killa. Looking for that Deadeye potential, but it's just the Winston. No one else around him. Trying to burst him down. Not going to be quite enough. No direct angle. But even with that nano, forced all the way back, Frogger delivered damage and Tayo. 2 kills. Namekuji brothers. No room to invest anymore. They're forcing it back. Extra kills will stagger so much.
This is really good to get staggers here for MFC. Maybe even get this high ground, but I think playing back is definitely the plan. Because you have to deal with this nano push now. Namekuji could have tried to nano there and actually turn the fight and punish the chase, but they decide, hey, let's just play this safe. Let's use the ults we have. We're about to have the rally as well. We should be able to bowl them over here. We only get one chance. We only get one fight. In this scenario, if Namekuji botched this one, it's likely going to be a 2-0 start here for MFC. One more chance. Here he goes.
Yeah, one best chance. You have to come up high, go all the way and win multiple fights to get the 3. Primal all the way in, slept, but good contest. Killa taken down eventually. Cecil, can he manage to survive with
Rampage
the next bubble?
Big.
The Rampage. It's super big onto Namekuji. They're pushing the payload.
There's just no damage. There's no damage for the team.
For the way to come back here, Namekuji.
Advantage.
Can anyone come? Anyone come? No!
122. 22 seconds to leaders here. We are going to overtime. Rare, it feels like these days here in Asia, across all 3 regions. We have more stomps than not. We very rarely see 2 teams complete a map like Dorado. It's happening more and more often these days, though, as we get to the more competitive matches here at the end of the season. But man, Namekuji brothers having a lot of restraint in that last fight. Holding ultimates, like 2 fights ago, that is to say. Then in the last fight there, committing in. Killing Killa was so critical. And even though they had that sleep onto him, he's still able to take the Cassidy out. If the Rampage is ready just a second faster, if Romani's able to Rampage before that happens, maybe they actually smashed that fight. It was on a knife's edge because he ends up, as they're all funnel into that choke point, getting a massive purple across the team. As MFC, with a small time bank here, have a plan. G-Clef.
1 minute to go, and sometimes you do need to bring.
You got to bring us something weird. You have to do a unique strat, something that you're comfortable with, something that can build ults quickly, or often something that can surprise your opponent and get you an easy win and can take the wind out of their sails right away.
Look that comp right away. Yes, no junk. Killa back on. You got a minute. You got a minute to get a headshot. One headshot should open up. Maybe not all the way into the first point.
I couldn't decide if they wanted to actually go for that hog or not. They're going to ultimately decide no. The final moment. And Frogger's down.
Ooh, what a quick pick. Good right. Coming down from the Cecil.
It's a really good read for Namekuji. Frogger's been playing so aggressively this series. They're like, nah, I'm not going to allow it.
Kila not willing to hook. It's just going to be Tracer and the Winston looking for the Tracer kill. There it is!
That's massive.
He's looking down at the moment.
That should guarantee at least a little bit more distance.
And Miko out of that. Tayo should be okay. Romani. Roger contesting all the way back. UJ even taken down. Oh, this one will be close. Where is he going? How far can he actually go?
He should be safe for now. Romani on the other hand, not so much.
So far away from the Lucio, couldn't get extra kills, but the team fight actually. It goes to MFC. They do have to respawn. Overtime already.
Frogger gets caught again, but I think MFC just don't care that much. They still have control of the cart control as well as trying to get out there. Romani so far from his ult, but I don't know if it necessarily matters. If they get A, they're going to feel pretty happy about their chances of just defending this one straight up. No nano from Menhera. That's the tool they really need to stop this cart. And I don't think they're going to be able to stop A. And they may just want to give this up and fight for the archway instead.
Oh, contest. But got the shot onto Peace.
They're going for this contest. This is so risky. I don't like this call from Namekuji.
2 down. They have to go for it anyhow.
Well, yeah, now they're priced in. Now they're doomed. I mean, there's no way out. But if you contest here and you trickle in and you give kills, that's extra distance. And you gave up this choke point. I think that was maybe for Namekuji brothers, you know, almost forgetting that this is an overtime push. This is not a checkpoint. This is not just getting more time. This is not like, oh, okay, MFC, like now they have a really nice opportunity. You couldn't actually control that choke, and like now MFC is get this push for free.
Yeah,
so it's not just A, but it's A plus a half to B. And high ground here for Kila.
Extra pushing. Spotted Kila. Still survives. With the cover up from Romani. Infrasight on. We're still overtime. High ground control. Falling down. There's a nano. There's Zessel. Frogger Kila down. The Rampage on 2. Hold off screen with the Tayo. As long as Tayo is alive. But with just Tayo now. And with all the ultimates popping down from Namekuji. They lost a couple of team fights and 45 extra meters. I don't think that should have happened still. They managed to cut down with 1.5.
With the tools that they had, they needed to be faster on that contest, which I just don't think, I mean, even if you're faster, I don't think you can win that fight. Or they needed to be willing to actually fight in the arch after the checkpoint goes through, because that gives you a little bit of time to regroup. During the checkpoint, obviously the doors have to open, the cart is halted. You have that extra time to regroup. And unfortunately, they decided not to do that for them. And they still had that basically guaranteed team fight win. They had it, they got it, but now MFC have that extra distance. And if MFC get to the same point and don't make that choice and actually control archway and they crush you there on the high ground, then you lose the map, right? We're not there yet, and MFC might actually just halt them way before that. But it's something to keep in mind. We'll bring it back to that if we get to that point. Now, this is the biggest question we had going into this overtime defense for MFC is, are we going to see the Roadhog that they found so much success with on their first defense again? And the answer so far is yes. And since they're on defense and there's 25 seconds to go, it's real. Tayo's also on the Sombra.
It is.
They just want to play an ult-based push here where they have both pick potential as well as that one EMP team fight win, and you win the game. You win the map.
Yeah, I think this is just take Winston down, focus team comp coming down from MSC. Kila, yeah, with the right bubble gone and hacked Winston. You're just done.
He just turns into Swiss cheese.
Yeah, and that cheese usually takes some time, but this won't take much time for sure. Tayo spotted UJ! Frogger down!
That's a really huge pick here for Namekuji.
UJ did not play this Widow before. That's a huge change. Now that changes. MFC, do they have plan B?
Romani's also slept here. This is going to start to get a little bit awkward.
A big opening with KPs. Tayo down. Sombra might just need to change after all this. They're back on Lucio. So, hey, Romani sustaining the load. Not bad. But I think he's going down regardless.
He will get out, actually. Looked a little bit risky for him there for a moment. But the defense is successful. And Menhera got very little nano charge. Oh, Eugene's! He's okay. But still impressive nonetheless. The anti-Winston. The anti-Winston, G-Clef. It's working again here for MFC.
That is it. Romani managed to survive, and with a couple of changes. Yeah. Tracer Sojourn. Time taking 10 seconds.
They've got nothing in the tank. Nugent needs a crazy pick or something. Maybe Peace could get it done.
But no one's showing.
He's just checking.
You have to show up. Someone has to come.
Okay, Hook misses.
Contest.
This is a good chance here.
Sleep, the purple, not bad. Wasn't able to take down Romani though. DJ all the way back down. Frogger being aggressive. Taking down, looking for that ankle. Maybe Soldier into target. Takes one down.
Purple on Romani. Doesn't have his ult yet.
Tayo, Khalid gone. Anna being contested from the back, and UJ Anna taken down. Romani from the back.
6 health.
And that is the end of nap number 2. MFC with the Roadhog comp successfully brings down the defense. And Wolf, I did not think it was possible. I had doubts.
The ultimate irony that Namekuji brothers get pushed down to match point by their old favorite hero, Roadhog. Feels like it's a sick, cruel joke that they would try to knock Namekuji brothers out with the Roadhog defense. And they did it quite successfully twice. I think they stayed on it a little bit long the second time around, but they did end up making it successful here. Roadhog's damage output at close range is so fantastic into big tanks like Winston.
You're right.
Because of his shotgun damage, the spread. And then if you can hook the Winston in when he tries to... Because when he goes in, he doesn't have his leap for a few seconds, right? That's when you put a bunch of damage in. And then when he's like, I'm about to get out, you're like, you pull him in. It's very easy to hook because he's a very large target. And you're playing her in those choke points on Dorado A. Very cool strategy. 2 back-to-back really nice strategies here coming out from the side of MFC. And they put themselves on match point. 1 win away from playoffs and 1 win away from knocking Namekuji brothers out.
Yes, 1 win away as Namekuji. The first 3-point was very close, of course, and they had their chances. It almost seems like Namekuji, when they have it loaded up, they do have the power, they do have the source. But after all that, minute 20, not enough. They need a lot more time to actually gather those ultimates. Maybe in the upcoming map, we can actually go into... Yep, I didn't get the call. Can we go into break? Okay, we can go into the break. And within that, we'll check out map number 3. And let's see if MFC can close this one out with a 3-0. All right, we are back. Many of you thought that placard was black and empty. It was.
Yeah,
it was.
we have seen a lot of really creative drawings for OWCS Japan.
Yeah.
Some really cool drawings of the heroes that everybody plays.
I was
some
excited.
chibi art. We saw some really cool Hanzo, a little bit of cool Genji art last week.
Yes.
But this one was pretty. It was pretty abstract. This cheering placard.
Is it the art that I don't understand from the museums?
You know, I think they were really. You know how you have like the RGB and the the hex code for colors on the computer. They really went deep on the FFFFF. Oh, now this is a little bit more. I can get behind this one a little bit more though.
The Lucio even goes outside the bound. That's OB.
Yeah, he's OB.
Really cool. Both teams, Namekuji and MFC.
So it's not a art for a fan of either team necessarily, just an art for the match itself.
Oh, that's VS in the middle. Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah, it's a matchup poster basically, like
So
a movie
cool.
poster for today's emergency extra broadcast matchup. Very cool.
Primal Rage. Winston, I just saw that.
Yeah, that's the best one. You see Bob as well.
Oh, that's Bob?
Yeah,
Next to Ash?
top right next to Ash.
So cute.
Is that Snowball as well above Kiriko? Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I think so. From May, right?
Yeah.
That's... Oh, J-Queen. Yeah, J-Queen.
Well, the cool thing is,
Junker
like,
Queen.
it's actually fitting their comps. Like, they have Junker Queen for MFC. They
Yep.
have Taio's Mei.
Exactly.
Then you have New Jeans and Tracer for Peace, like the Ash for New Jeans. But this is actually the coolest poster I think we've seen. Menhera's Ana, of course. Necessel's Winston. Euclid's Brigitte. Like, that was such a cool poster because it really encapsulated, like, this is a different playstyle for MFC. This is a different playstyle for the side of Namekuji Brothers. So, banger. That was cool. Way better than
really
the
cool.
FFFFF, full black screen. Like, it was quite abstract. It was a little bit ambitious. I don't know if it fully like resonated with me.
Yeah,
But this one was good.
Usually, you know what they say, the jokes that needs explanation, it's not a good joke. But the first art, had no idea. But the second one, is the more you look into it, especially the details into each character, yeah. Hell yeah, I would totally vote my POTM for the art right there.
Yeah. If we had
If he
POTM
had
vote.
the POTM vote. But so far, maybe Killa, Romani.
It's really hard to say because Taio obviously had a fantastic May performance on the first map. But look, we're not voting POTM. We're not deciding
Not
what's
yet.
going to happen until we get to the end because Namekuji Brothers could reverse sweep. But this is going to be their last map pick of the series.
So I would like to see Escort. It did seem really good, but they need a lot more time. They need a lot more time to build up the things. So maybe just hybrid, I think, should be the best.
Ooh, Power ISO.
Yeah, the Flashpoint, not a bad idea, but it's so fast. It builds up so quickly. Then they might not have that many opportunities on the map.
ISO is getting a lot more popular in Japan right now. We saw it in our seeding deciders. It was one of the maps that was played on that crazy day with you in 9K. Very good for Juno, I think, and it's pretty good for Winston comps, but I think that MFC will be prepared.
Yeah.
The cool thing about Dorado was not only did you get the best map possible for yourself, but you also denied Circuit Royale from MFC, so at least they have that in their wheelhouse. Push and Flashpoint, also map pool is quite limited. So there's some good things here for the map choices of Namekuji Brothers for what happens if they get that reverse sweep, but priority will always go to MFC for those remaining two. My biggest concern is if you win this one, They go to New Junk City. Tayo plays the Genji, and things get a little bit complicated there. I don't think that the Namekuji brothers really have it in them to play that Genji dive right now. I just don't think that's a style that suits them.
Yeah, and also agreement for Anna or Namekuji, if they want to have a reverse sweep, it's got to start right here. Third map, Paraiso, another choice from Namekuji. It has to start right here, or their journey of the entire season ends. Map is Paraiso. Can MFC finish us right here, right now?
I can't believe they put my cat Gondor in the map. I didn't know that the whole time. He was in there the whole time. Blizzard gave a shout out to my biggest chonky boy right here. Wow.
Multiple. You got lots of cats in the house.
No.
Many.
I do. I have 4 cats at home, and one of them's on Paraiso. I didn't even know.
You need to screenshot that now.
Yeah. I'm going to have to go back and watch the VOD and pull it out. So on the defense here at MFC, Tayo on the Echo. A pick that we know we can play, but it's rare to see. You know, pretty unusual. See how well he can perform on this as New Jeans will start with the Widow for the pop-up.
Roger on Mercy.
Yeah.
Going to stay.
This is quite wild, man. MFC really came prepared today.
Yeah. Echo Mercy. A good map for it. Really thinking it next level. Testing against the Winston.
Okay, let's see. Romani getting pushed off this high ground. Not able to find the hook he was looking for. A little bit tougher to pull this off here.
Oh, almost a hook.
And that
Sleep actually, I think the Sleep just stopped that. It was supposed to be a hook. Right there in Romani. Taken down early. Great hook coming down from Minhera.
Okay, the res comes through though. So, you know, there is a opportunity here for MFC to look for a recontest. Sleep again. Minhera is popping off, man.
Yep. But the thing is, they lost the high ground, and the next remember. Mercy chased down all the way back. Good dodge from Peace. This Tracer, so good.
He's just an incredible player. Now, let's see what he can get done with his pulse. I mean, he doesn't necessarily need it. High ground belongs to them. Romani's on the flank. Ooh, that's not the trap we wanted.
Yeah, going back. Taking the high ground. Needs to touch. Taking down Scream. And the Sleep is good again, Minhera. Again and again, the Nano not even required for the first.
Let's see if they want to swap here, because this comp was a cool idea, but it's, again, tougher. Okay, triple swap. That makes sense.
Namekuji.
A little bit tougher to play this on Paraiso compared to Dorado, and I think they try to repeat the concept. But the Mercy gets a little bit interesting because, like, it's very punishable, the Roadhog, but if you get that res, maybe you turn that into a hook. Yeah, feels playable, but fortunately it did not work out. Tayo's going to have the duplicate here. See if he can utilize that well, because the Namekuji Brothers comp is well and truly online with both the Nano and the Primal, and a decent time. I mean, it's better than decent. It's an amazing time bank, frankly.
Killer all the way on top. Now MFC back to original comp that works a lot better than we've seen. Tayo taking back. Light up, Peace. Good contest. No. Cecil with the Nano all the way back. Taking down both Ash. Traded. Another Primal.
In trouble.
You hear that bio pop, wasn't enough.
It's almost like the suggestion sounds so crazy considering Tayo's been holding this duplicate for a little bit, just did finish it in the last fight, but it may end up being reasonable to swap off this Echo here because it's just not going to have that much punch, not going to have that much power in this team fight necessarily. I mean, Supreme doesn't have a Nano. Wants to use that on Romani anyways. If they can dive the backline here, get on top of New Jeans with this dupe onto the Cecil, I mean, I think that's your best bet. Miss.
Good step back.
There's Tayo. See what he can get done. So far, not a whole lot.
Ronnie down, duplicate gone. MFC in trouble again.
The Bob just getting so much value, G-Clev. And I really didn't think that dupe was really going to work in this comp. Like, if Supreme has Nano for him, maybe you could make something happen, but he does swap now. But that's another point to Namekuji. 4:45 on the clock. They are steamrolling this one. And it's all about the momentum you got off of that failed Mercy Roadhog setup.
Yeah, but also Peace. I think he's been harassing the backline so much that the front and the middle just could not get any heals.
Nano out onto Romani.
Trying to contest after the second point. Let's see. They're still trying to have this choke. The purple on the bag. Minhera taken down. Nice teamwork coming down from MFC finally.
Remake attempt was good.
For all this, Tayo on the side. Winston, the heal pack ready to go. Good contest. Bought about 40 seconds off the time bank.
I think what MFC were really fighting for there, obviously the point was already capped, was control of this choke, control of this high ground. They did not want to let Namekuji go spill in there with their nano boost. They have it now though anyways, and they have spilled through, so small win here for MFC, but not a big one.
Good catch, good sleep from that Scream, but it doesn't matter. Woken up, Scream still goes down with the primal. Will deliver. And the high ground, no loss. Under 1 HP, gets caught. And this push keeps on going for Namekuji.
I mean, they are basically just winning every fight, with one exception, where MFC used way more ults. And I mean, Menhera built that second nano so fast. I mean, this is just steamrolling towards the end, and if we don't see a pick here from Tayo, this might just be the beginning of the end. The Supreme,
oh my god,
great angle there to picking up Menhera. That's a little bit of reprieve they'll get.
It's huge because Menhera's nano came back so quickly.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to really slow him down. And I think Namekuji brothers are pretty happy with the fact that they have a massive time bank here, but...
Moment of relief.
Yeah, moment of relief for sure.
They needed this. And
Tayo? Okay. So a stagger. Namekuji just need to completely regroup.
Important kill.
Yeah.
I don't think he's ever died in this game yet.
If they can't get Necessal in the position to actually trade his health for Menhera's ult, then this is going to start to become very dire for Namekuji. And this is what they were fighting for in that last fight, a few fights ago, is this kind of control here. Bob ready.
Diving in. Romani onto the back. Bio is good. Namekuji back line still safe to go. UJ ready with the Bob. High ground controlled back by MFC from the respawn. There it is. Drop down. How far can you actually go and push? Tayo lost control. And the Cecil. And UJ. This time it's UJ with an extra.
Trance here, very awkwardly timed to try to get out, but no value here on this one. Supreme is just going to die. And that's another stagger.
Late stagger. Yeah. Might need to come back really quick with a Lucy or something.
He stopped the corner for just a moment here. Romani has self-destruct. They're going to have the Ray, but they don't have great tools. And Menhera's like, I'm ready to press Q.
Yeah, they're down to Primal.
Yeah,
that's the big thing. Kill it. He needs a kill right now. There's a bubble. Great. On the brig.
Now on the brig.
Because he's got the Primal. Everything ready to go for Namekuji. They have it down. Killa. Gone. Self-destruct. Does catch Tracer. Let's see. UJ still on the back. He's still alive. Romani has to be taken down. No mech anymore. With members gone. Less members to tank. Low HP only. 3 points.
Namekuji 119 on the time bank as MFC's desperately put kill on the Reaper to try to get him back in there. I don't have a really strong opinion about that Zenyatta ult. Like, the Transcendence obviously would have potentially, if he wasn't actually blocked and body blocked there, maybe gotten him back to the point. And then, like, he sits on the point, on the cart, that is to say, denies its push, and then he goes over and gets back to the spawn. If he just dies with it, though, they give the corner, but then he has Trance when his team regroups, so it might have been more valuable there. It's hard to definitively say whether that was a really bad call from Supreme or not, because, you know, it's really quite strong if you can utilize it correctly in that moment, but he actually lost a lot of time, was body blocked.
Yeah, because he was the only one. The team might have called, just use it and change.
Yeah, that was definitely the call. Was it the right one? Hard to say, because we'll never know, but...
The team fight was already over, so I think it was rather use it or not later.
It does make me wonder, though, if he doesn't use it and dies, and if they lose corner control, but then he comes back and then they have the regroup and they have spawn advantage. Maybe they could have prevented the cap.
Maybe. Higher chance.
Yeah, we just don't know, but it's definitely one that I think MFC fans will be talking about if this is the beginning of the reverse sweep.
I don't think it mattered because Namekuji, they just had everything under control, got Killa, had the Brig Nano that was contained. Winston went in, bit the bubble, deleting Widow angle. That was perfectly done.
Yeah,
I was so amazed with that play on the very end.
They're just going to keep the stock standard defense Winston comp that they have mastered, right? They copied from some of the best Korean teams, and they've really mastered this comp piece. Is such a good Tracer player. And MFC this time, it's not really anything unusual, right? They still keep the Zenyatta for Winston break. Still the Diva. This is a pretty standard attack comp with the exception of the Widow as well. That is... I mean, these are the things you could do with Zen.
Yeah, the secondary snipe. You can get those heads. Quickly, Menhera. Let's see how long Namekuji holds this first platform before we go into ticks. Usually the first team, okay, with peace, gone. The D.Va should be getting extra space. Kaya pushing far. The back room. Unless like a big moment from extra Tayo snipe happens, it should be just 2 ticks and contest.
Yep, looking like that's going to be the
Winston
case.
coming.
Also piece on. Gets the recall. Dream's going to have a Transcendence here. This is looking great for MFC to cap. There's the Trance.
Will stick and just stay.
Still another contest coming through. Cap has not gone through yet.
Yeah, because the fight is elsewhere. The
Oh, the
Tracers.
Tracers! Yuka's here. Romani has to remake. He's denied. And the defense at 97.5.
Eclipse there. Winston's back. That was so close.
That was so clutch.
Anyone could have just capped, too.
I mean, now you're never going to match the time bank. It's virtually impossible. And it was a risky call.
Actually, on the tile, but they have to go through all the way quickly. Get this last tick. Where's that Winston? All the way. First platform. Menera, back line. Keep with the rig. Nano's up. Just backing up, helping the team. That's teamwork.
And they can just keep this Primal. I don't think they necessarily need to use it here.
Yeah, with the Ray, I think there's way too much coming down from MFC. And Namekuji has to give up the first point on MFC.
Necessal wants a contest. Okay, I was going to say,
He's
please don't. Please don't. He definitely was ready for it.
He could have with the Primal. I think he wanted. You saw the angle, right?
Yeah, no.
You could feel him. Like, I want to go in. I want to go in.
You can tell he was waiting to follow orders. Like if you are ready for me to go in,
Monkey, yes, you have to listen.
I will give my life and my ultimate to buy us some more time. But like you already have the superior time bank, right? Like MFC, it's a decent time bank for them as well. But Namekuji Brothers did a really good job of stalling that out. Looked like it was going to be a much higher bank there. Looked like it was going to be the cap.
Well done, teamwork. And Kila back on Cassidy. Keeping the Zenyatta. Primal off of D.Va. One back gone. Should be able to delay on the first choke. Not getting the payload in much. Oh, that's a huge dynamite on the back. Really well done by Namekuji. They're on fire.
Yeah, the Primal was really high impact with Peace there. And the Cecil and Peace ripped them to shreds. Now they're going to have a rally for this next fight, which means more armor, which means more surviving for the Winston in the next dive on Aquila. So it's harder for him to actually chip through that Winston, because the comp again here for MFC is kill Necessal. Discord, plus that damage from Cassidy. But if they get the nano, I mean, this is fantastic for Namekuji's Peace. Has the angle.
Kila jumps down. Zenyatta's the target.
He has Trance, so not going to be the most ideal.
Pops it though.
Yeah, he gets the Force. That is actually pretty big.
That's huge.
See what else he can get after this expires.
That's still some pressure on the back.
It's just really slowing this push down so significantly.
And they have to rotate up because of that Tracer. You don't know where it's coming from. Peace. Winston is the target. Romani's left. Kila gone. They're all trapped in there. And the best moment for Tracer. Oh, taken down by Romani though. It's a bit of a help. But Frogger Kila down. That's going to be another delay on this attack.
The game plan for both these teams is so clear. It's nuke Necessal versus kill Kila, you know? And if you can blow up the Cassidy, that's so much damage output gone, that's so much less worry that Necessal has. Now they have the nano, so, you know, Operation Kill Kila looking like it might be a roaring success a second time here, especially if Frogger doesn't have his orbital ray in position. And kill Kila!
There you go. Quick nano. And they can't do it with a Zenyatta. It's just not possible. You can maybe burn down the Winston, but the damage already a little faster. Necessal eventually take it down.
Does get taken down here, so it's a trade here, and it's a trade up for MFC. And they have that race still.
But they need to get more high ground. Namekuji members still up there. Peace. They can control the purple on the D.Va.
It's crazy that Peace is able to kill him there.
Still the chase is on.
He's insane. He didn't even recall for that. He gets away. And now that Necessal is back, Namekuji Brothers just going to clean up house.
That was just with the rally, with the Winston dead. Namekuji is looking like a better team now.
And frankly, I don't even know if they needed the rally there, but they do it just to make sure. And Namekuji Brothers now in a position to bring us to a fourth map here. The orbital ray was not used. It was denied, but they still have it. If Supreme builds a Trance too, maybe they can overwhelm. But they have to do it before Menhera gets nano. If he gets nano, I think this game plan falls apart so fast.
1 minute here?
Yeah, just 1 minute.
You just can't get 3 points. It's basically impossible, but let's see. MFC. Reaper is the case. Kila can wave walk away from that Winston. He's on the back, has the pulse. Red Ray, right in the middle. TP on the back. Now with these members dead, could have Primal. Was a big moment.
Yeah, that was unfortunately for Peace. Even though his movement was quite clean in that moment, not the place he wanted to fight into a Reaper. The Reaper swap working a treat here in the second fight for MFC. Orbital Ray means that they are going to be able to get this through. One more contest with the Primal, and that Nano's almost there.
Percentage.
Oh, they burst him before the Nano.
Yeah, looking for that big fight win. And Peace contesting a little bit, 0.43. Drop down, teleport to the side, Gila. And the Ash taken down, even with the Blossom. Everything used. And overtime.
They should be able to get this through, but as you say, overtime means this time bank is weak. Capturing 3, it will never match the time bank. They're 5 seconds away from already being below it, but finishing it will have to be done in overtime. Like you said, and it is going to require multiple team fight wins.
Yes, 120. They need to go straight.
Yeah, they need to basically go straight away.
Straight, with 3 on payload, it takes about a minute.
Now the good news is they got a lot of ults out of Namekuji on that fight and still won it. So they cannot really lose one team fight here. Like they have to win all of them or they will lose momentum.
That's why they're fighting for space. And Doomfist up. Sarah gets one, Tayo down. That's a big loss. Guzzle goes back to the team. High ground control still there. In the middle.
I think they might be able to keep
50 seconds.
This rally. That would be huge.
Peace. Up at the side. Imani with the anti. Focused down a little bit. Thought about the pulse. This time, not yet. Triple Link has a recall. Could have recall.
He greeted so hard for not recalling there and gets punished.
Hera catches one. Cecil down. Imani with the self-destruct.
Ooh, the deny with the rally from Euclid. He's able to trade. And this is going to give Namekuji brothers a little bit of an advantage. They have spawn advantage.
They do. And even the Transcendence from Scream, they want to catch.
They want to finish this
They want
right
to go
now.
fast. 50 seconds.
They want to end this before overtime. It's going to be so tough.
The money back on Malga. Doomfist back from the Cecil.
Nano almost ready. Almost ready.
Looking for that big pulse. He's taking out again.
They're coming up big here. Let's see if they can deny Menhera. That's the goal. That's the goal. Can Kila find him? 5% away.
That assassination. Can get the head. Can get anything on the Cecil.
Okay, Nano's ready.
The big punch. Puts back hard. The Bob.
He has Meteor Strike as well.
Malga's right in there. Goes with the overrun. Charge right up, but everyone's dead. Stronger down. Romani down. That should be Namekuji coming back on Paraiso. And we will go into our 4th map.
So much development for this team, Namekuji brothers. You know, when they swapped to the Doomfist, obviously initially it was just for the deny, right? Okay, we're trying to rush back as fast as possible. It isn't that bad into Reaper. Like it can cause some disruption, can force them to Wraith Walk. It's a really strong pick there. But normally after that happens, you die, you reset, or you just go back and you're like, okay, we swap, we go back to Winston, we have this primal, not primal, but nano angle, that's going to be ideal. But I think that there was something more there from Namekuji. They were like, okay, hold up. We have this finish. Their time bank is so small. All we need is that one defense on the point itself with Nano Boost and Meteor Strike. They can't actually overwhelm us. If we have both of those ultimates and they don't have a Reaper ult or they can't pick the Ana, we win. Like, it's just like checkmate, GG. It doesn't matter how well they play. Basically, it's virtually impossible. And they couldn't find the Ana. He basically just was like, nope. Yeah, I'm 5% away. I don't need to auto anybody or left-click anybody. I'm just going to let it tick up. And then he comes in at the last second. This also comes in at the last second, gets nanoed, Meteor Strike, Peace respawns, comes back through, they win the map. Like, that was a smart decision to not swap off the Doomfist, knowing how powerful Meteor Strike can be in that moment, how much ult charge he had built. Like, about like 25 to 30 when he could have swapped. He's like, no, I think we have a plan. I think we have an angle here.
There was an extra Bob in
Feels
there too.
really smart. Like, I'm liking what we're seeing from both teams today. They really came to play.
Yeah, Namekuji. But one thing that worries me, though, they played their best. The best modes that they could play. Escort, Hybrid, out of the way. So now we're left with Flashpoint and Push. So that's one thing that worries me a little bit. But if Namekuji can play up to the par level of Paraiso, I think we are looking into reverse sweep potential.
Yeah. So the cool thing about, like I mentioned this earlier, if you guys weren't watching, the cool thing about the Escort pick was that you deny Circuit Rail, which seems to be the best and most comfortable map for the side of MFC. They obviously are really good on Samoa. They picked that earlier too. But the other map that's worrying is New Junk City, right? New Junk City, I think, is where we're probably going to go. Yep. Probably going to see some Taio Genji. or May. Like it's actually viable for both. Might want to see that on Saravasa, but you can play both on different flashpoints depending on how you want to play that map. That's the best case scenario. I think as MFC though, you're kind of worried about all of the push maps. Like I don't feel like you really have an edge on any of them,
Yeah,
and so eventually,
Winston's good overall, just good and solid in all of the maps.
So eventually, you will have to if you lose New Junk City, like that's a horrible scenario. So what, do you pick it first or do you pick it last? You know,
I
like,
think
that's
New Junk
the
City
question.
right now.
I think so too.
Bring Ramatra for Romani. I think that should be, or Jungle Queen. Force the Cecil off of the Winston anyhow, and go with the rush with the Juno plus one other support. I think that should be the way that MFC should be thinking. But they've been having a lot of weird comps like the Roadhog and so on today. So we could be wrong, but I think that should be the line of thinking going into the next map. Either that or maybe even Colosseo. If Taya wants to go back to the Pharaoh, I think there was a really nice start to it when we went into Samoa.
I wonder if there's a world where they play Saravasa. But I think into New Jeans, you just can't do it. Like I know they've played some good Saravasa games, you know, and obviously no one's picking New Junk City, so they've picked it a few times as well, but I think that's like a no-go. Playing into Colosseo feels like that's like a no-go. Everything else, like if you have a new Queen Street strat prepared, like I mean they've prepared a lot of really cool stuff today already. Maybe that's a curveball, but I think to stick with what you're good at, go New Junk City, get that momentum back, and you're like, yeah, we just have to win on Colosseo. Like if we want to be in playoffs, if we're a playoffs team, we have to be able to play on Colosseo. And maybe you just play that in Game 5 and you hope you can get it done. Runa Sapi, though, will be the choice.
Okay. From MFC.
I mean, I don't think it's a bad choice, but it's not what I expected.
Runa Sapi, we do see a lot less Winstons, for sure. In all push. After the patch. Compared to New Queen, I think this is a better one. Maybe MFC has something else. I think this is one map where UJ can actually do a lot more Sojourn. We've been seeing some more Sojourn on Runa Sapi. But also Cassidy coming down from Killa. So I think it's good, better map for both overall. And I think the tank battle will just continue. Let's see what hero they come up with. MFC's choice on map number 4, Runa Sapi, is the map we're going into. Namekuji, can they have the biggest reverse sweep and survive from the LCQ? The top end to Runa Sapi. Man, Wolf, this LCQ final match is turning out to be a banger of a banger.
It really is. Romani on the Junker Queen. And Cecil starting this Zarya again. Might not end up keeping it. Might just swap over.
We don't know what
to the Winston
might play.
The Winston, like you said, is a little bit tricky here on Runa Sapi. And they also have the Juno, so I think he's keeping it.
We've seen some Genji, but not from Peace.
Okay, so Tracer.
Okay.
And the Zarya works really well with Tracer, but also works well with Juno when she has her ult. If you're high energy with Zarya, plus you have the Orbital Ray, you're like the strongest hero in the game.
Yeah. Both teams like playing the Samoa team comp with the Shield before. And great Juno on the back for MFG Supreme. Let's see the Cecil. Good map for Zarya for the poke. And you have to remember, Zarya did get buffed about 2-3 patches ago. Right clicks. Oh man, UJ Peace! The damage just came flying by.
Amani slept. He's going to be staggered here potentially. Okay. They do take him out. Frogger's off the map. Not waste any time.
That must have been just quick. Both headshots in.
Let's see how they play this corner, because they could actually push super far up, but I think it leaves them fairly vulnerable. Romani going to swap, Mei going to swap, or Taiyo going to swap to Mei.
Makes sense.
I think this does make sense, but Mei can be quite difficult to play into Zarya just because of the bubble, but the should be fine here, Zarya. But the real question becomes, how do they deal with this upcoming fight where Euclid actually has his ult? That's really going to be tough for MSC. They won't have ults to match. They shouldn't, unless there's a big mistake here for Namekuji.
Oh, Taiyo gone. UJ coming up hot from the side.
It's outranged so massively by this Ashe. It's a really cool comp from Namekuji.
I don't think Taiyo was
Look at Necessal.
Necessal's still bubble.
He presses shift and he's like, yeah, try to kill me. I have a Juno on my team. I've got an Ana on my team. Good luck.
4-4. Kila. He's down. Extra Tracer. And the back line is being taken down by Kila.
Okay, this is a really important team fight win here for MFC. Even though Necessal was unkillable for the majority of it, that was a really huge pick from Kila. Taking Peace out, meaning that that's so much damage lost. And they also deny the combo of that Orbital Ray onto Necessal. Graviton Surge is, you know, it's nice and all, but like it's really just about Zarya having that extra damage and the healing. Graviton Surge will be big, but the Ray combo is the scariest part of this. They are able to get back control of this bot and actually take a distance lead before that happens.
Back in the field. Hyper Ring. Red next to Robot, getting the boost. Let's see.
Necessal, no
Bang will be coming through. Extra bubble for your teammate and Bob. Early from UJ. Just to break out of this corner. Rally off of Supreme.
Here's the Ray.
The fight right here, right now. Nano up. He's on the side. Graviton in the middle. The pulse bomb. It's good.
Okay, so imagine this. Zarya with high energy, nano boost, orbital ray. Good luck breaking through that. He just ults Supreme. He's like, yeah, whatever. I mean, I'll kill whoever I can. Like I said, the Graviton is not the big part of this. And they end up taking the Brig out of the fight, and there's overwhelm that fight, especially because Tayo can't match the distance that New Jeans can fire from. This fight needs to be big for Supreme, though, or MFC Supreme, that is to say. With this Blizzard, they have a good angle. Bubble 1, bubble 2. Down goes Necessal, and maybe they get to even keep it.
That's important. The ice walls. Oh, that's a beautiful
shot.
Shot right there. Perfect read. Minera couldn't really step away. And another piece working extra. We don't really see these angles where the Tracers are coming from, just the kill feed.
I mean, he's also just denying the push at the same time. He's like, yeah, I'll deny the push and then also kill this guy.
It's sometimes hard to catch Juno with a Tracer because you're oftentimes gliding in the air.
Yeah.
But it's Peace. I
mean, Peace's movement is like artistic at times when I watch him play in first person, skirting around here. Such a cerebral player.
Oh. Now Robot back in the middle of the Cecil.
There's the Blizzard, but he's dead.
How is this possible? Peace has to be taken down. Romani can't go all the way back.
Everybody's focusing down the
Mila has to show up. First speed calls. 14 HP.
Peace has a slight advantage.
Oh, let's see this 1v1. But in the meantime, some extra push with Minera down. Annihilation popped from Romani early.
This is looking good for MFC. Looking for that distance lead, again denied by Peace.
And both the Tracers are still alive somehow.
Euclid's down.
Good torpedo kill. And the rally down from Supreme. Ray is there. Namekuji still having the force to fight Kila with a double pulse.
The 3K, and that should be distance lead here for MFC, despite Namekuji Brothers' best attempts there.
5 minutes down.
And this is, you're fighting now into still this Ramatra comp, so this is not like some of the other games we've seen where Necessal just gets a nano, he wins fight automatically. He's like, yeah, cool. Tayo's down, or Kila is down. Goodbye, Ash. Not gonna happen. Goodbye, Widow. This time it's a little bit trickier. You have to finesse this, and maybe the better target is actually just going to be the backline of supports instead. Here for Necessal when that nano does hit. He's getting ready for it. Line of sight is set up.
Dynamite getting ready for the Bob. And they're all the way in the back. We can put that nano. Maybe try to catch Fire or Tracer. Nano to Necessal. Again, the dive. Romani's target.
He just can't move back with his team.
Has a torpedo, but the Ray's all the way back. Romani was nowhere close to it. That's a good force.
And the cart's moving the other direction, you know? I mean, this is not the ideal situation that MFC were looking for. Man, it looks like we might just have the cart roll back here. The bot, I should say, he's not rolling, he's walking, and he's running. As that was a really clean fight there for Namekuji Brothers. I think the Orbital Ray a little bit optimistic. Romani will swap. But, you know, he was just cut off from the rest of his team. There was no way they could rejoin. Not even a Hyper Ring is going to get him back to his teammates there. Good punish from Namekuji.
And really good, really great position for the next bot to fight with.
Yeah.
In an open plaza.
And they're going to have the
Do they let go of the
Ray.
contest like before the first point?
I think Namekuji, or rather MFC, should actually back off here and look for a cleaner fight.
Diving in. Backed out.
Mani's so low.
He's looking for a side contest again. Yeah, and MFC does end up giving the first tick though. First touch point, I should say. Tayo on the side with a broad angle. Maybe there it is, but instantly blown up from the bubble.
Seth was crushing him. There's not a chance. And now
Great
Romani is
cover.
isolated. Yeah, I think MFC really kind of botched this. They decided to actually push forward and kind of semi-contest the point and then backed off, and then they gave free line of sight to New Jeans. He's pushing on Frogger, and then Romani gets cut off though when the Primal comes through. That's when Tayo is actually trying to punish him and burst him down before he can use it, but then he just bubbles and
Tayo on Cassie
destroys
now.
him. Now, I think this is a good call to try to burst down Necessel again. Nuke Necessel plan is back, but I mean, this is distance lead with Namekuji. The onus is now on MFC. Tayo's low.
Oh! Up by 11, Cassidy caught. Classic. With the Winston jump, Gila. Romani though, is traded. The rally. Has had to sustain for an extra second. Juno can glide, but he can't glide so fast. Out of the danger zone. We called UJ. Taken down by Tayo. Came back with the Reaper now.
That was a very, very close fight. It might have actually been map winning for Namekuji had MFC not clutched it out like that. Romani has this Rampage. He's recall against a Juno. That's not ideal. Good play from Frogger there. Peace might actually get staggered.
Yeah,
that's huge.
Get the heal.
Again, Peace getting a little bit greedy here. And now Romani has this heal deny. And all they need to do is push this to 86. Like, they need one more team fight win.
They want to punish. Want to punish Necessel for delaying this. Going all the way in. Blade hits the target. Nice one from Romani.
Oh, this is...
And the carnage.
Okay, Peace has to somehow deny this. He has to actually touch this.
It's from his fault.
Yeah, it's his mistake.
The snowball.
And now he has to make it right. Now he has to make it right. 6 meters to go.
Oh my god.
They need that nano boost. Let's see. 3 to go. Here he comes. He has to touch. He touches. He's discorded. Oh, so close.
Oh, that was so close. He's managed to survive. The stick. Good for Tila. Out on the other side. Bob take down Romani though. Has to sustain with the Necessel.
Oh, this is looking good for Namekuji.
On the robot, and the Ray comes down. Tequila taken down. That's enough of damage away from the field. Just Supreme, and that's a cleanup. Still need to have the lead.
Man,
somehow.
Peace, he almost botched it, but he gets back, buys time. It's not his pulse that succeeds, but it buys enough time for the nano to come through. And MFC might be staring down the barrel of a
20
fifth map
seconds.
here. They have no ults, no tools. And the bot's rolling back. If they lose one fight, if they get wiped once, we are going to a game 5.
UJ Farah. Tayo's coming close with a Blossom. Fighting right in the middle. 1 kill. 1 big hit.
That's last Primal.
Change everything. Scream on the back. Primal. In the middle. Robot being pushed by Romani alone, but the team fight is elsewhere. Frogger down! Big trade. Scream gone. And this is just going haywire. Blossom out of the way, but no one's touching the robot! And the team fight won by Namekuji anyhow. It will be one of the biggest comeback. Now 2 down, the last map to go. Whoever takes it will go to that top 6.
You and I both came into today saying this one could be close. This one definitely could go the distance. And we had a very clear favorite in MFC. They showed better strategy, and they still have, frankly, shown better strategy throughout this series. But it's just solid standard comps and fundamentals here from Namekuji that's actually winning out for them. And it's like it goes back to that fan sign that we had earlier, the cheerful. 2 completely different identities of these 2 teams. Strategic depth with a team that has players playing from all over the world with ping, right? They're struggling to sometimes play some of the highest level comps, but they always have good strategies prepared. On the other side, Namekuji Brothers is a team that played standard, but played standard poorly for most of the season.
You're right.
And they're leveling up so much here when it matters most. All that's left now is a final game of Flashpoint to decide who is going to close out this series, G-Clef. I'm getting really hyped, to be honest with you.
I honestly did not have faith at Peace at the end after dying there for the big stagger. And the moment Cecil said, okay, I'll just bubble and maybe try to delay a little bit. But that was exactly when NFC just went for it. We have the commanding shout. Boom, Winston, you're down. We push. It was so close. I think it was off by like less than 2 meters.
Yeah, it was like 84.5 to 86.5. You know what? I'll be honest with you, Clef. There's very few, since Overwatch 2 came out, there were very few push maps, like games I've cast on push that really made me feel like, wow, that was a close one. Like, that actually had me on the edge of my seat. This was one of the maps of push that was really exciting. Like,
it really was.
Whew, I'm ready, man.
I'm thrilled.
Now,
I'm up for any winner now.
We talked about this, like, are we going to Coliseum, or are we going to play that? They took us to Runasapi. It didn't work out. But the question was, is it going to be push first? And they're like, okay, we can fall back on New Junk City, or is it going to be New Junk City first? I'm thinking now we're going to New Junk City. A little bit of Taio Genji, maybe. A little bit of Taio Mei. If they want to play Suravasa, that's also fine. And they can play Ramatra there. It's quite strong. They can play Junker Queen there. It's quite strong. But I don't know. Now it starts to feel pretty much like the momentum is away from you. You know, you lost that last fight. You got out clutched. You almost won that map. You had it in your grasp, but you couldn't quite get there. So there's a lot of tension. There's a lot of feeling of frustration.
Look, even the 3 minute behind chat thinking GG. It should be not MFC after the huge knife with the Omani play. Just wait for it, guys.
Yeah.
Oh, that was.
They're not. The chat makes a good point also about the Ray from Frogger was a little bit mistimed. Very optimistic.
All the way in the back, and
it,
when Romani was all the way in the front. Yes.
Yeah.
I think there were some contests on the back. That's why the Ray had to be forced down, either from Peace or New Jay.
It was just a big tool they lost there. And if they end up losing control of the robot at that moment, then maybe it gets pushed so far back that they can't win. But I think probably saving that was a little bit more of a solid plan. Pretty crazy though, and chat's going nuts. And
let's go! Question marks.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Map 5.
It was not a C9 though, chat.
Yeah, the T5 was.
It was 100. The map was 100% over.
Yeah.
The map was like 90% over when they lost when they couldn't get the 86, but then it was like 100% over after they lost the last fight with no ults. Despite some heroics there by Kila.
So, Wolf, I have a big question. If MFC stick to their like original what they're good at, 100% from the beginning to end, I in theory they should be able to do a lot better. Namekuji shouldn't be able to snowball from the start. I think it's giving them a big snowball for Namekuji because they're trying out these many things. But on map number 5, maybe not the best place for it.
New Junk City.
We go, New Junk City.
Yeah, I think you get some flexibility on Flashpoint because of how ult economy kind of gets messed up on this map sometimes because of how quickly it works faster than Control. If you try for a Genji Blade push and it doesn't work, you can't get Control, you can just go, okay, we lost that Flashpoint. We swap, we try to build ults up, we eco push the end of that Flashpoint, then we have a Blizzard for the second contest, like those types of things. I think we're going to be seeing Taio swap between those two heroes primarily here on this map. They might have a new strategy prepared, but I think, like you said, in Game 5, stick with what you've been playing all season long to try to make playoffs.
I think so. Last map. 1 map to go for both teams to make it into top 6 of Japan. Who's going to survive? We'll have the answer. New Junk City is the map. The last one of the day.
Okay, for the first Flashpoint, Mei and Ramatra. Not surprising.
Vessel with that Zarya. A clutch pick.
It's so weird because it's like a combo that never existed in Overwatch before.
It's so good.
The Ray plus the Nano plus the Zarya beam.
It's so good because he does not need an extra bubble.
Yeah.
That's the thing. He survives on his own. So you need to take care of the others. Only 3.
In the neutrals, like he still uses the bubble well. And he is going to be on this Tracer once again. Nugene's expecting this Mei. Looks like with the Pharah coming out.
Pila on Sojourn. That's new from the start. See how that goes. Okay.
Nugene's just completely uncontested.
Yeah, Pharah does work. The side poke can hurt so much if you let your guards down. And that can be the combo probably down that big. Peace. Again. Just blinked in. Got 1 kill. Escape.
That should be the cap. Off of that, look at the choke point controlled. MFC can't break out. This comp not great. Doesn't have a lot of speed. Doesn't have a lot of movement, even with the hyper ring. So cap comes through. Now, keep your eyes, chat, on Euclid and Menhera's ult charge, because those are the big things to keep an eye on for securing this first point here for Namekuji. They need to build those ASAP.
Ring helping the Zarya coming back to the teammates. Cat, extra bubble.
Romani pushing.
UJ taken down. Simply done because the Sojourn on the other side of the back. This was a big sandwich. So they see coming down.
They kept them at bay off that first fight, but they couldn't actually stop them from spilling out of the doorway there onto the point now. And so this is going to be a much better fight, a much better look for MFC. That fight win was actually much tougher than this upcoming one, because again, Menhera and Euclid couldn't actually get those ults. So Necesso's just going to swap off the Zarya. He's like, no, I'm not playing into this, not playing into an open space with Keela on this Sojourn. It's just simply not going to work. I need to go back to Winston. If Menhera builds his ult, or if Euclid builds his ult, then yeah, you can keep it, but you can't. Not in this situation.
Okay, on the side, as a barrier. Up and ready, Romani. Tayo taking some damage, but should be okay with the rotation.
He does ice block pretty early to try to get that health back. Get a lot of ult charge.
Barrage ready, Necesso jumps in. That's big time. Here's a barrage. Damn out, taken down by Keela. Still Scream.
Lip came through for Namekuji, and they have control.
Of course. This is insane. 21 HP. Don't want to use the recall? Now he does, but he goes back to 21 because he didn't use it.
It's crazy. It's crazy, like how when you watch Peace play Tracer, the things he looks at, like when he switches targets, they're like behind him, but he knows where they are. Like he doesn't actually have to look to know, and so his movement is just so crisp. It's so fun watching this player play.
I want to see his eye tracking on the monitor.
Yeah, for real.
Is he even watching his
I think he just uses his brain, man. He doesn't even need his eyes.
Looking for the pulse bomb. The raise down from Frogger. Scream. Blizzard. Overclock. Almost everything down except for the annihilation from Romani. Still holding it. Flip is there. 4-man strong. Go primal. Ray down. He's somewhere else.
This is a very expensive fail from Namekuji.
Got one to trade it, and that's going to be a big stagger. Should be MFC's first point.
Yeah, big fail here for Namekuji, unfortunately, because they used all their tools when they weren't going to be able to win that fight, so they don't have them to contest the neutral. And they could be looking at, okay, you win this one, but you used all your ults. We have all our ults for the next fight.
Oh, there's a touch.
Yeah, touch is going to come through.
Stick! Oh my god! Peel it down!
They need more than that, though.
No recall, though.
They get the ult.
One more trade. We kill her. 44. Can you hold on to it? He contested Romani in the middle. Killa with the switch and the Tracer. Only going back as soon as possible. Menhera down. Tayo delivers the damage on top. And Romani getting low. But Necesso still alive. No primal to go. But Tayo's here. Clean things up. Killa joins back to the fight. He comes back, but without the teammates this time.
I mean, Namekuji really doubling down on the same principle they had for the last play. I mean, if Peace gets the pulse bomb stick and they have a little bit more on the tank, like if they had a nano boost, yeah, you play that out 100%. But Necesso, even though he bought a lot of time, it doesn't matter. You're never going to win the fight. And then now they not only were they behind on ults, but now they've given MFC literal ults in this Blizzard here to come through to actually win this upcoming fight.
It was a good fight, Wolf, though.
It was. I mean, it was a good try, but I don't think it was the right call ultimately.
1-0, MFC. One step closer.
Romani's purple. That's a huge pick before that Blizzard gets to go off.
No HP! Somehow, some way, he still survives.
Wall denied here. They're breaking through.
Blizzard has to be used for the delay. Tayo. Still one come on top of it. Killa taken down. UJ alive in the air. In the back line. And retreat.
You know,
the problem, the longer you Tayo goes on for a longer time just to get 22.
I mean, they got 22. The Blizzard almost makes me wonder if we're going to see a swap. But, I mean, Tayo playing Cassidy is the only thing that really makes sense here. I don't think you really want to run Genji into this Namekuji comp, especially this ult economy. You don't want it. He's just going to be down a Blizzard off of that.
Yeah,
for, like, you know, plus 10%.
Yeah, it's okay. I think it's okay. Tayo's been holding that to the Blizzard for a long time. Yeah,
he's already 30% of the to the next one, but he wanted more. Namekuji now flipping the narrative. They're 20% ahead, and they have the ult advantage. This fight is so critical.
One for Farah. Beating Killa.
Ray's out. So hard to fight into this.
The background Ray. A little late from Romani. 99 from Annihilation. 1% off. That's old Killa. Purpled away, but still Scream. Both DPS down for Namekuji, but they do have to sustain.
Gotta commit this Primal, I think.
Will maybe force this into a longer fight. With the sustain, Tayo, another Blizzard. With the frozen up. With the Nera down, not anymore. 99%. Oh, you clit. That's torpedo. Okay. Some more extra delay coming down. Peace after the recall. Managed to escape. That was a good delay regardless. 99% that they have for Namekuji.
That was really clutch from MFC. I think Namekuji had to commit that Primal, even with the Blizzard, you know, being there to shut him down, just to try to trade up some ultimates against MFC, because just a really much better fight for MFC, frankly, despite the really cool ult lead that Namekuji had. He's not able to get a successful pick. This time it's Tequila who's looking for him. Will not commit further, will just continue to control the point. Nope. And, I mean, Romani, he's purpled.
Take it down. Quick catch, Tequila gone, GJ with fight and Romani into sleep. Buys the time for the back line to heal up. And get back on track, but 80%. NFC getting closer.
I mean, so much damage output here for NewJeans, but he needs more, and he's not securing a limbs. He's getting people low, but they're getting healed up. Feeding ult charge to the supports here of MFC. And it's looking like we might be looking at a 2-0 flashpoint here unless something changes for Namekuji.
Gets healed back as Ray, right on the point. Nucesso looking for that jump screen. Back on Zenyatta, pushes all the way back, taken down. No Transcendence for the fight. 99 to 99, member down, and the barrage is good. No one to contest. Should have the flip coming soon. Who's contesting on the point? Tayo.
Looks like it's Tayo. Has ice block. No Blizzard. He's 8% away. And actually, it's Namekuji going to tie us up. What a close fight. What a close second flashpoint we had there. Euclid has been having a lot more effective rays over these last two maps. That one was really the game changer in that last fight, as well as NewJeans' ultimate.
Yeah, Judo seems to be the best hero on Euclid.
Yeah, so far.
Yeah, good glide, and also providing the burst.
Yeah, his brig has been a little bit weaker for sure. Peace into the outplay. Tayo, meanwhile.
What's going on? Tayo with a double. And Peace gets taken down with the nano, though. Namekuji losing big on the rotation.
That is
as
not
we have
it.
the third point unlocking in a second.
Now, MFC feeling very good about their position. They get the first cap.
Right.
They have Blizzard for point control. They still have the Transcendence.
This rotation was a big
now,
check mark for MFC.
Cecil, he might, and NewJeans actually swap over to Meta. That is not something I expected to see today. Sometimes you got a match, though. Gila's pulse says they're not even going to get a team fight. They're not even get a chance. Euclid's also going to swap to Brig, and he will go down. You have to imagine.
Cecil down. Gila on the chase.
Yeah.
For the third.
Should be 3.
Has extra blink.
Yep.
This is extra stagger.
So
with Peace now, that should be about 65%.
Now, this Primal has to be incredibly good to even force ults out.
There's no nano.
And I don't know if they can. Frankly, I actually don't think they can. But they have to try, because they're not just going to give this up for free. But MFC have all the tools to deny them. They're in such a good position. I mean, the advantages can't even be overstated here that MFC have.
Gila's been very hot for the last 2 flashpoints.
Let's see what Necessil's angle is going to be. Like, if he gets on the backline, maybe he can force a trance.
You have to with the start.
Oh, but he's getting denied by this wall from Tayo.
Has to use the Primal. Gets a touch. But you're kind of alone, discorded. Look at the HP bar going down so quickly. No help from the teammates whatsoever from the wall. And that's second point. No contest.
I think a 1-for-2 ult is not enough. It's not good enough, unfortunately, for MFC. You were never going to win the fight. You were never going to get the point, but you needed to force multiple ults, but Tayo just played it too well. And his block there to deny him from getting the Primal he wanted, forcing him to use it defensively there instead of threatening the backline means, yeah, they use Blizzard. Yes, they use the Transcendence, but they still have the Ray, and they're still going to be able to come over here and drop it on the point for this next fight. Namekuji swapping back to this Zarya, but they don't have a Juno with this, so this is definitely a very different look. It's going to help protect NewJeans as well to maybe get him that Blizzard they need. Yeah, if Namekuji loses first fight, it is looking really doomed.
I don't think they know about the Zarya. Romani goes back to Ramatra, and Supreme back on Brig.
Yeah, they definitely don't know just yet, but they're about to find out.
Which is not too bad for the long dragged out fight. But Necessil's got to build that grab so quickly. Let's see. Augur on the back, has the Ray. Looking around.
Do they lose first point?
Killa coming on top. A double. Free to do damage.
And there's the reset.
Yeah, quickly.
Hey,
Quicker is better.
This is not bode well for the Namekuji upset G-Clef. They are in big trouble now. Because this was the one angle where you actually had a pretty nice, not only ult advantage, but the surprise Zarya. And Killa's just like, well, whatever, I'm killing the back line. Gets a pulse kill on top of that regular left-click kill there. Pulse pistols him down. And, I mean, Peace needs a pick. They need some miracle here. And they need to do this so ult efficiently.
You're right. 4 ultimates coming soon to Namekuji when they had the ultimates. Usually it's been a win, but against the odds, against the pressure, can you still deliver new genes? Blizzard, early, doubled, Nano. MFC came into the choke point. They thought this was doable. What a turn!
And another poor Ray from Frogger. But
it just comes out a little late when the fight is this early.
Wait, Killa actually getting some work done. Tayo drops the Blizzard. A pretty clutch play here from MFC after a disastrous fight. But getting the flip, still a little bit tough. They're not quite able to get enough control. This is best case scenario for Namekuji.
Ice block? Okay, good defense. With Supreme coming back, should have rally soon.
On the point, the flip's coming. Somebody has to touch.
The grab, if everyone's around.
Rally. He's 93 energy. I mean, he is so high damage
Rally
right
from
now.
both. There it is, the grab. Nothing else to pair up. So less damage, contested. The pulse is good, Killa. But Peace, UJ, EPS showing up hot, and Namekuji does end up getting a little better because of the grab. Everyone on the same point.
What a close fight. Now, MFC not able to take Necess out. Too much resources onto him between the rally.
Should be 2-2.
The heals,
MFC.
100 energy and a grab.
They want to contest.
Good question. I wouldn't try it against
Killa might be able
ults.
to touch. Yeah, from the side.
Yeah, but he does a break.
Denied.
Yeah, I don't think so.
2-2.
Ooh, this is down to the wire. I mean,
it is.
Map 5,
1 point.
Flashpoint 5, 1 point to decide it all. Romani's gonna have his annihilation.
That's right. It's a big tool. Oh, unless he's caught. Concussive. Oh, that was close. The blast. Thought they wanted to focus the damage, but we'll go a little slower this time. MFC.
I've got my eyes on Euclid and Menhera, building those ults up for Necessals. Right. Big damage again. Annihilation.
Menhera caught. Oh my god. Ice wall again, delaying the rotation. Killa wants to chase. Extra bubble. Oh, Frogger? Peace? These tracers are just melting my brains out right now. What's happening? The backline is getting sniped so much.
Neither player has enough control for a cap. MFC, we're on the point here, but there's going to be a drop down from Necessal.
Frogger will be joining later.
They don't actually contest. Trying to hope for the punish on Romani.
As we call for the extra shot coming down from Farrah. Peace. Down animation in the point. Get the barrage out. They want to delay ES entrance. East wins the pulse onto Tayo. So ES traded.
Here we go. Nano, 80 energy.
Should be the flip. Trying to delay. They want the Matrix? Really? Who's the target? Maybe looking for the swap.
Yeah, probably going to swap
I think
here.
So.
And not going to really get anything out of that one.
It was a good delay, 50%.
Yeah, 50% is decent. Swaps back to Brig. And they are going to have a Graviton Surge, but no support ultimates to give Necessal. So
he's back on Venture.
This was expensive here for Namekuji brothers. Pieces on the Venture, which pairs really well with Zarya. And if you can get that big pop-up out of the ground, the Unburrow with the grab, I mean, that's a lot of damage. That's a lot of engage.
Yeah, it's all up to one Graviton.
Well, Frogger's had some really rough rays. See if he can get into position to actually have a high value one here, because this could be map winning for them if he does.
Ray's tough. You need to hit it early, because there's that slight delay. Cecil, ready at 3%.
Nice ball. There's the Ray. It's in a good spot.
He's still alive.
Really good Ray.
Kill it down. Good moment with the Graviton available.
But now it's gone. The Ray's
for the target. There it is. Romani right in the middle. The Ice Block. Ice Block's good, but the purple down on Tayo and Romani. Looking for more. 3 down. Namekuji.
This is looking like they're going to playoffs, G-Clef. Namekuji brothers.
Nails away.
Tayo swapped to Genji here. They're trying to rush back. Killa can maybe get the touch. He will get it. He gets overtime. What does it all? What's it all going to be for if no one else can touch after
50%. No pulse. He's down. Overtime. That is it. Namekuji brothers going up as the survivor of the LCQ. Oh my god. It actually happened, Wolf.
The reverse sweep is complete. And Namekuji brothers, the meme team to the dream team, G-Clef.
The snails, they're slow, but they deliver.
Slow and steady wins the race. Namekuji brothers will bring it back in a 5th point of Flashpoint in a 5th map of Overwatch.
Oh my God, that was
get
one of the
it
best
done.
Japan
It was
games.
so clean, so good from both teams. Though the strategy from MFC, the fights were good, and we talked a lot about Frogger's ults, right? But in that last fight, the placement was good, the angle was good because he placed it, like you said, not too late before he's picked or before the fight's lost. He also placed it because it does move forward slowly to where it would move towards the point where the fight's ultimately going to end up. The problem is that Zarya during that time is building up 100 energy, and the Graviton Surge is massive. And even though he had the Ray there, they couldn't win the fight before because Zarya is just so difficult to kill when they have so much healing output burst into him constantly, plus his bubble.
Yep.
So you just turn him into a battery, then he's like, okay, cool, no Ray, you're all dead. That was a really cool pick that we saw from the Cecil that I just didn't see coming today.
Yeah, it was. Zarya, not that many tank players. It's not the first time, but still to this day, not that many players pick Zarya this many times in a single series. Oh, man, that was close. I would Peace, the Cecil, I think either one should be good for POTM, I think.
Menhera is a good shout as well.
Yeah, Menhera too.
Yeah, I feel like he definitely could get it.
Oh, what a clutch game.
I don't have a vote, but I think I might go Necessel here if I did.
Yeah,
I think I might go Necessel.
I got 2 check marks on Peace and a 3.
Remember too, the entire game plan, like the entire series, especially those first 2 maps, but the 3rd and 4th to a certain extent for MFC was punish Necessel. Zenyatta, Discord Orbs, Roadhog, Cassidy plan, nuke Necessel was not a success in the end. And they spent so much trying to shut him down. The fact that he was so strong, such a threat to them, and their entire game plan going into this best of 5 was to shut him down. To me alone means that he was the player of the match.
He was shut down, and that's why we couldn't see his Winston in the upcoming games.
Then he was like, I got other stuff.
Yeah, I got Zarya, and I got a few others. It didn't really see him playing D.Va as much, but Zarya did work with the team comp. And, man, this team just... At the end, I thought it was possible, but when NFC got a 2nd point on the Flashpoint, oh, this is going to be a big snowball. And then some of the moments where this Tracer is just having 1v1 duel on the side of the map, leaving the 4v4 on the team. Like, guys, come on.
Yeah, it's tough for me to... If I would have voted Peace, it would have been for some of his big plays, but there were some inconsistency issues, and he was a few times completely shut down by Keela.
Yeah, Keela
started to kind of get the better of him at the end. And so it's tough for me to say. I feel like Peace would be POTM. So I'm kind of like leaning between Menhera and Necessel, but more towards Necessel myself.
Yeah, Necessel, this entire game, all 5 games, is kept like a strong pillar of the team, certainly.
Necessel has...
I think 1, right?
I thought so, but actually no. He doesn't have any...
Is it just Peace
only
too?
Nujay.
Okay,
Nujay has 2.
Nujay, okay. That's
it.
Strange. I thought Peace certainly got 1, but they only had 1 from the round robin and also 1 from LCQ. So we'll see. And I think we have the player of the match first and then the interview. So player of the match.
Who's going to get it? That's my boy Necessel.
Oh, yes.
That's my boy Necessel.
100%.
You love
the tanks on this team. Stage 1, Stage 2. The upgrades over time.
It was just such a romance between Necessel and Menhera this entire series. They worked together so well. And I mean, there were some great moments. Like remember Tayo on the first map denied the nano from going through. There was a little bit of a disconnect there, but for the most part, they were super well coordinated with each other. We saw very few panic ults. You know, we saw very few big mistakes. He used his ults to buy time in the right moments, and he just ran away with this map, or with the series rather. Big plays. And then obviously the Zarya, which was series defining as well. Really good management of his energy. And like I said, It'll be his first POTM. Eugene is
yeah.
the only one who has the 2, as you mentioned, for the 2 wins they had. It's their 3rd win of the season, but it's the one that matters the most. It's the one that puts them in playoffs.
Yes, and the else are the top-seeded teams, the few teams that you have on. Yep, on that list, and we'll see. They move up, and then they have to face Insomnia now. That's the big news. Tomorrow, actually, they don't even have 24 hours. About 21 hours to prepare. They need to catch some sleep and do everything. We'll see what happens.
I'm going to comply with the request. All right. No one will ever know what we're talking about.
No one will ever know. Just between
we had
the
a
two of
special
us.
request from a producer.
Uh-huh.
Now our bracket. Let's
Upgraded bracket.
chat about it a little bit because we do have. Oh, this is not the bracket.
Rivati Nyam Gaming.
Yes. So Rivati Nyam is the first series. That'll be tomorrow, of course, and we will have a second series tomorrow, which was the only one we didn't know. New Insomnia was going to be there. Now it's Insomnia versus Namekuji brothers.
Oh, yes.
And that's interesting because unlike MFC, Insomnia is a very, very, very non-strategic, non-complex in terms of strategy, like in terms of how they want to play maps. They play basically what Aid wants to play every time, and they very rarely change up composition. They're not very flexible is what I'm getting at. And we saw that MFC was very flexible, and it caused a lot of problems here for Namekuji brothers, but they showed they have some flexibility as well. And to think about how that series is going to go tomorrow gets me really excited because you have such an incredible Cassidy player in Aid, and if you want to play that same style of trying to nuke Necessal, right, like blow him up, kill him, Discord him, Cassidy him, maybe it works better for Insomnia, but it's going to get interesting. I really feel like it's going to be a fun one. Like, yeah. I think it could at least go 4. I think it's going to go 4.
Yeah, the big tactic, Zarya is already given out. So Insomnia certainly should know that. And I think that's a big hint. They should be going into tomorrow. Namekuji, okay, Zarya, is this going to be trouble? No, maybe less of a practice. But even if it becomes a trouble, because they do have Aid and Milgaru, the brothers, and they do have a lot of experience against Zarya in history, and it'll be a different output of DPS coming down from Insomnia. So let's see if Necessal can still hold on to the tech line. I think it'll be a very different story against the big challenge of Insomnia, but still they survived today, and I think that's something to celebrate. But the thing is that they don't really have that much time to celebrate.
Yeah, it's straight into the match tomorrow. At least for them, they're the second match tomorrow. So as far as I know,
they're the second match. Yeah. Yes, it's game 2.
That's right. So after that, just in terms of the bracket, because we'll put this up visually for you guys in a minute, but we have the interview and some graphics are being prepared. So the third match on Wednesday will be Varel versus their choice of the winner between the first 2 series. So I'm feeling like that's probably going to be Rivati or Insomnia. They'll get to choose. They'll probably pick Rivati, like just to predict how the bracket's going to go. And then that would put Insomnia against Lazuli, which Lazuli got the better of Insomnia last time, so that's a little bit scary for Insomnia. Might end up putting them down into the lower bracket. So it's fun times. Like, if we see Nyam Gaming upset, that could be interesting.
Nyam Gaming upset?
I mean, I'm not going to predict it, but it would be interesting. I think they're a much better team than they were, obviously, last season, but than they were in Week 1, Week 2.
It's tough, and lots of upsets are happening within the last 2 days, especially, not just including today. And people are having trouble losing a lot of points. And I saw a lot of yes and no's at the same time. And you know when that's the time, like, oh, I lost so much from yesterday and I've lost everything. Yeah, so it has been, sometimes you have to play against the odds, and that's sometimes what you prepare on the page. And Namekuji certainly delivered. After map 3, Wolf, I certainly felt it, but I thought it was possible, but lower percentage still. MFC, I think they still had the power. But Namekuji, if they can keep on playing like this with this, might give some trouble to Insomnia. Still the heavy favorites of the matchup, but I'm excited for tomorrow.
It really felt like the turning point was the Runasapi game, you know? Really, really interesting series. You know, I know a lot of people are kind of still getting used to, like, Asia being multi-region and haven't really had an opportunity to watch Japanese Overwatch. MFC is the most popular team in the West. They're eliminated from the tournament now. But as you came and cheered on MFC today, while they didn't win, I think you guys got to see a little bit of more Namekuji Brothers. I think you guys got to see a little bit more Japanese Overwatch. Tell your friends, you know, that this region is pretty cool. It's popping. It has a lot of depth. And, you know, is it right now ready to tackle Korea? No, we're not there yet. But is it getting closer, step by baby step? I think so. And the difference between our first season and now our second season here, you know, you could really feel it. A lot of rosters upgrading.
Oh, yes.
Coordination upgrading. Varel getting challenged. Insomnia being dominant, but then eventually people catching on to them, punishing some of their weaknesses. It's fun. It's fun, G-Clef.
It was fun. Q3. And that's right. Namekuji did end up winning Flashpoint all the way down to the wire. 3-2 on Flashpoint. Yujong City. Namekuji delivered, and this will be the end of MFC. As you know, a lot of fans do love the team, but thanks for the entire season of interesting picks and delivering some creativity into Japan scene. But seeding decider standings, this was done last week, and LCQ bracket, this is the update. Revati made it out last week, and Namekuji will be joining tomorrow for an extra match against the higher seeds.
Indeed. So, I mean, this is wild, you know?
It's rare.
I didn't think that's what was going to happen. Now, because of that upset win for Lazuli over Insomnia, they actually get to skip the first round. Namekuji Brothers in really good form right now. I can't predict them to beat Insomnia, but I would say it's not impossible. Like, today we were like, oh, yeah, they're underdogs, but maybe they could do it. I wouldn't say the same about tomorrow's match. However, I do think that it is going to be a pretty interesting one. Now, the dates on this graphic are incorrect, but it's tomorrow and the next day.
It's incorrect. Yeah, the Monday is right now.
Yeah. So it's Tuesday tomorrow, but this first matchup, Revati comes in as favorites, but also, yeah, like I said, ramping up pretty hard.
Yes. So that's tomorrow. It's technically week 5, and that's not upside down too. Week 5, day 2. In fact, playoff game 1 and 2.
Well, I mean, yeah, yeah.
Now that you mentioned it a couple of weeks ago,
it's kind of day 1.
I just had to mention it now.
It's all I can see is just upside down too. But it is day 1, of course, because today was an emergency broadcast that wasn't part of the playoffs.
Yeah, it's a playoff day 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can say that. I think
that's like a more decisive way to put
playoff day 1, game 1 and 2 makes a lot more sense. And what a fun day, Wolf. And we expected some contest, good fight from Namekuji at least, but this was more than what I wanted. And I think this was one of the best game overall in Japan.
It was definitely one of the better. So we had some really good Varel Insomnia series, but this one, that's an elimination match, not a seeding match, not just a regular season match. This one's the big one for these two teams. And I'm sure you guys can go on to some of the streamers of MFC right now and cheer them on in chat and say, like, hey, look, good job. You guys did a really, you had a really good series. Like, you played really well. Obviously, nothing is perfect, right? It's a high-tension match with players playing on high ping around the world. But, you know, give them some love. And hopefully we'll see most of these players back next year.
Yep, hopefully. Hopefully you come back to the scene again. And Japan keeps on growing in talent and the pool. And I think they can deliver so much in Asia. Still a few more days left for Japan to find out who's the best, who's going to be finishing first, second, third, and maybe into the wild card. We will see how far Namekuji Brothers can make it. I think that's going to be interesting tomorrow against Insomnia. But for us, that's going to do it. G-Clef here. Wolf, thanks for joining for another exciting day. We continue with more playoff for Japan tomorrow. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.